When last we left off, you had found your way deeper into Beekeeper Peak, hoping to find some sort of cure for the Blood-Eye Blight, and also maybe some answers into Velsius' past. You were chased by a swarm of Arahkniil as you headed deeper into the mountain, and during a battle with some of the insect people, you ran into an elven mage named Baza, who has, for the time being, decided to join you in your efforts, as it seems to be the safest way to get out of here alive. You all also heard a powerful voice enter your mind, and it beckoned you deeper into the mountain, where you found the magnificent ruins of a beautiful temple on a floating island underneath. This floating island is attached to a ruined landmass that was once part of the great city of Latharos, where you found Velsius' home, and you learned that he did, in fact, have 2 daughters, Eliza and Sonia. After these familial revelations, you all encountered seemingly sentient Arahkniil who were doing battle with their more savage kin on the ruined streets of Latharos. And you were led down to the caves beneath the garden district of the city, where, through a waterfall and a large crowd of onlookers, you all finally met the owner of the powerful mental voice you had heard earlier, the last queen of the Arahkniil people. And that is where we will pick up this session of The Veiled Light. Find yourself within the Queen's chamber underneath the ruins of Arahkniil, or Latharos. The immense Queen now looks down at you, and she has just proclaimed she is the last queen of her people, and that you now stand in what remains of the Hive of Arahkniil. This immense insectoid creature, multiple arms, 6 eyes, a broad, almost like beetle-like skull plate, now looks down at you all, and she scans you all one by one. And as she does, I need a wisdom saving throw from each of you.
Armor frightened?
No.
Okay.
I rolled a 23.
23.
19.
19.
A 1 for a 3.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
19.
Cool. So most of you got 19 or higher?
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
What happens to me?
Baza.
Yeah.
Baza, she looks at you, and as these eyes look deep into your 2 eyes, you are flooded with images, flooded with memory. You are flooded with a view of the flowing plains of western Wynandir, the roiling forests at the mountainside, a farm, your father, your mother. You are flooded with images of home and then running, boarding a ship, being in Marquette, returning. All of this dances in your mind as you hear the voice again say, "Your minds are powerful, but some knowledge leaks through. For what purpose have you come to the great hive, to this, what you call, Beekeeper Peak?"
Well, I don't think anyone else is going to speak up, so I would just like to bring up the fact that we are not here to cause any danger to you or your people. We don't really know what's going on with any of that, but we are here because there used to be someone, seemingly from centuries ago, that kind of made this their base of operations, called the Dryad. And when we interacted with her and she passed, a chain erupted in Port Damali and ended up here above Beekeeper.
We
And we're
felt
here to
its
try-
arrival above.
Am I speaking out loud or am I speaking telepathically and she hears me?
Are you speaking out loud?
I would assume I am,
No.
but
She
Okay.
answers, but you all hear the answer in your mind at once.
okay. So we're just here trying to figure things out for ourselves and that chain, but then ran into some of the other Arahkniils that were not as civilized as you guys are, it seems.
They are failings of my mother's creation.
Oh. Okay, that answers a question.
What was your question?
Just a DM question. Is she? You said that she's constantly gestating, right? She's producing.
Constantly. As
Like a
you're
lot.
as you're having this conversation, roughly every 30 seconds, another pulsing like orb that has a insectoid larval creature within it will expel from a birthing apparatus at her back, be taken by a worker, and then put into these. It's like rows of like cabbages, but they're all pulsing and undulating because they're not cabbages. It's all these birthing pods that have been laid into a moisturized basin that they all set in, and various worker drones are mindlessly walking past you. Some of them walk mere inches past you. You see they have no eyes, 6 antennae that are constantly twitching and moving around, and they are tending to these smaller pods. And you see the pods are smaller, fresher, and slimier the closer to the queen they are. And you hear a and you look behind you, and on the farther end of the cavern here, near the entrance that you all entered this chamber from, one of the pods is currently opening, and a worker with 4 arms is reaching down, and then a Arahkniil warrior, a small young one, is currently reaching out of the pod, grabbing onto its arms, and lifting itself out of this pod, being born. So you
I'm
literally see
imagining
the
the
cycle
Maya
laid
Ant
out.
arc.
Yeah, don't worry about that. No Hunter x Hunter here.
Question.
Maybe.
No alien birthing chamber either.
No.
Facehuggers. Excellent.
Can you? So this room, are there guards around? Like, do we notice any guards surrounding us?
Give me a perception check.
There were the big arachno crawlers, 2 of them in the room, I believe.
That is a
They were-
15.
A 15. The first thing that catches your eye and caught your eye on entrance is the 2 large arachno crawlers that rest on the other sides of the chamber, on the left and the right hand side. They are elevated up, and they seem to be dormant, but even more rarely than the queen is gestating out new life, they will also occasionally push out a larval crawler, which is taken by a worker to a separate chamber. You also do see there are, like the screamer that you fought, the one that like telepathically shrieked in the battle last time. You see there are some like that. They're like these huge royal beetles, heavily armored carapace. Occasionally their wings will flutter under the shell. And you see they're walking around with these large glaives. There are a good 8 to 10 of them in this chamber at various points. They're all along the wall, and they're looking inwards, and you feel many insectoid eyes watching you as you scan the room.
So my question that I guess she answered was, what if there is? Well, I'll speak to in my head, kind of projecting outwards as an experiment. I'll ask this, if your mother... Does your mother still live?
My mother passed centuries ago. You did not hear his question. You just heard her say that. Except Baza, obviously. Before she passed, she birthed me and noticed that I was not able to maintain the population of our people. So she tried to do what is forbidden and birth another queen. My sister.
That makes sense. Okay.
What makes sense? I'm lost.
Where's your sister now?
My sister resides deeper in the old hive. They have slowly taken it over time.
I would say out loud...
No, go ahead.
Say out loud. If she's the only one producing soldiers, it doesn't quite make sense that there would be any sort of war at all, unless the others were significantly more strong. It'd be a 1-to-1. They seem to be very little variation in their physicality. So if you have one queen producing, you would be able to essentially cancel out the opposing force. For there to be conflict, there has to be another queen.
When my mother fell, she told me the last warning of our people. During the time of the collapse, when the city above became the city below, we had 2 queens out of desperation. Part of our fall was because of this. Where the firstborn queen, such as myself, can dictate, rule, and guide her birthed, the second queen cannot, and she births all the more to compensate. We are outnumbered, and our numbers dwindle every day, no matter how many I may yet bring into this world.
Is that why you brought us here, to see if we would help?
You said that you seek knowledge. You search for answers here in the deep. I propose a transaction. The temple isle above is cursed. Those who approach it are driven back by forces not of this world. However, some of my flying scouts were able to successfully land on the smaller island that orbits it. I propose this trade. You go with my warriors, and you bring down my corrupted sister and end her birthing. In exchange, my crawlers, and she gestures 6 10 to 15 foot arms out towards the larger crawler that is laying and currently giving birth to smaller ones. My crawlers will take you to the smaller island. Mayhaps the answers you seek lie there.
Before we agree, I have a question.
Speak it.
You said you felt the chain arrive. Do you feel what it's doing to the rest of the surrounding areas?
We will have to leave this place. Something other comes. This chain is but the beginning. In days of old, we defended this mountain. It can be no longer. We must flee it into the deep. But our broken kin block the way. You will free a passage for us, and we will gift what remains of this mountain to you.
Does she seem like she's telling the truth?
Give me an insight check.
Like Sermon's gonna lean over to Bill and say, "We might."
There's an
get off the
18.
mountain." I guess.
You said you were born centuries ago, right, or a long time ago. What year was it when you were born? What was the world like back then?
I know not your calendar. What year is it now?
It is 837 PD post diversion.
And the years are numbered in the passing of seasons?
Certain amount of time, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
12 moon cycles? I don't know.
It's not
I
12.
Yeah, I
actually
don't
don't know.
It's
know.
11.
Okay.
11.
Yeah, 11 moon cycles. Yeah.
11 seasons, moon cycle.
Then I would number 3 and 6 and 7. Almost 400 years.
So she's a quarter or a third, or at least her and her mother constitute like half of the time since the divergence.
My mother survived the fall.
Oh,
Of Lathyrus becoming a city underneath.
That is the name of the betrayers, yes.
Oh, Lathyrus betrayed you guys.
If my mother's stories are to be believed, then yes.
It's a good thing we don't know a lot about Lathyrus.
would you be willing to
She looks
Tell
over
us.
Belsius as you say that.
How long have you been fighting with your sister?
200
And what are your guys'
of your
names?
years. Names.
If
My-
you have them.
Servants have names. I am the queen.
And your sister's the queen? To her people?
My sister has no name. We could not speak with her.
You didn't give her a name? She wasn't given one?
She would have become a queen, and would have formed a hive elsewhere, that our people might have yet continued. Instead, we face our slow decline, and the end of the Arahkniil.
Oh, so she could have been a good queen as well. Like that was always a possibility?
It was my mother's hope.
Hmm.
And your mother, did she ever attempt to heal your sister?
We attempted much. She fled when we were continuing to try to reach her. And then some years later, her spawn began to appear in the tunnels beneath, and the war began.
How far down is she located, and how do we get to her with minimal obstacles?
One of my captains will lead you. Ixith.
You speak of discordant harmonies. Your speech, I guess we would call it, to your young. But you said that discordant harmonies had been silenced. So your sister, she speaks in a way, but not the same way that you do. Is that correct?
Incomprehensible. Not word, but feeling. I
And
hear
you-
it ever. It pains me so.
Would you permit me to hear it as well?
If you feel you are prepared.
I'll take some damage. I'm thinking that I might be able to narrow some of this through the spell detect thoughts. So, when I
Okay.
ask for permission, I will
You open up your mind.
kind of, I'll gesture, to my, spellbook and pommel.
I need a constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
As all 6 of her eyes look at you, the volume of her voice increases until it is cacophonous. Of course,
So-
you're not actually hearing anything, but you are feeling pressure build. And then you start to hear something other than her voice. And-
14 plus 1 for 15.
Okay. An endless, tumultuous, continuous shrieking begins to build in the back of the voice that she speaks to you. She's constantly saying, "Listen to me, simply here in the background, lest we lose you," as it continues to grow and build. Baza, 15
Yeah.
is not enough.
Yeah, I imagine. And do I cast the spell Detect Thoughts?
Yes.
Okay, so for the queen as well, if you'd like to share anything as what's on her mind.
A part of the opening of this pathway to you is that the detect thoughts will auto-fail for her. You will be able to get more information without having to, like, pry deeper kind of thing. It's just part of this. But first...
Yeah, let's burst another blood vessel.
You take 11 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
It popped.
Blood begins to trickle out of his nose as you watch, and he buckles down to one knee at... It seems like he's holding up weight greater than the world. As she looks at him and is obviously inflicting pain to him. You give me an intelligence check.
Oh, it's a natural 18 for a 22.
Okay. You start sifting through this background shriek, and the sound of the queen in front of you's voice also begins to fall away as you start, almost like an audio engineer breaking down the different wavelengths
Layers.
of a soundtrack. You start pulling pieces through. None of them equate to language. It is
Right.
different emotions that are being blasted at full volume from a source in the distance. It is pain, it is fear, it is anger, it is sorrow, it is all of your raw base emotions on volume to 11 being projected out.
And to clarify, this is coming from
This is-
below the
yeah,
background.
Yeah, it's what she's sending to you from what she hears from wherever her sister is.
Yeah, no, but I'm not hearing like malice, like war, like warring thoughts of conquest.
No.
And,
There's anger, but there's not hate. Hate requires thought.
Right. Fuck, that's not as clean as I would have liked it to be. And then DM, the question for detect thoughts: does it auto fail for her, or like does the spell auto fail?
I said yes. As
Okay.
part of her allowing this connection with you, she's willing to give you enough of the information you may be seeking as well, just as part of this connection. The rest of you watch, her eyes are glowing softly as she looks at him, and it's almost like there's a small spotlight in the chamber where Baza stands.
How are the guards and stuff reacting? Same with the crawlers.
They don't move. They stand still at guard. Baza, you're getting a bit of worry, fear, and almost all of it is not for herself. It is for her people.
People, yeah, the queen.
And you get trepidation and anxiety. And it's from, you see images of the temple aisle floating above flash through your mind when you feel that.
While I'm here in this connection, am I now able to intuit that like my failed save was that she was able to peer into my psyche?
Yes.
I would, while we're connected here, just kind of raise the pommel of my sword and like to help focus myself, but bring it to attention and kind of level it in front of me and kind of sift through to see if there's any recognition or direction, maybe from here or in her thoughts or kind of probing inward. Recognition would be what I'd look for.
Are you asking this of the queen or of the world? What are we asking here?
No, since we're connected, it would just be the queen. Because my dreams have put me here.
You get understanding of she knows what an enchanted item is.
Okay.
But you do not get that she knows what this enchanted item is.
Okay. And then the last thing before I would try to close the spigot here is, since she already saw me a little bit, I would, yeah, I'd open myself up as far as showing her my character.
Mm-hmm.
My general desire is to see if her anxiety could be alleviated and trust could be deepened. And she can see it anyway, but I'd focus it, I'd give it.
Okay.
And then
There is like a nod of recognition, like the great skull shifts to the side of this creature as the spotlight spreads back out into a soft glow that is all over all 6 of you now, as a round has passed and you can now stand up. That was all within the space of 6 seconds that all of this information was passed. So you know what you know, and she has broken the connection.
Now you said that we noticed him buckle in pain and stuff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk up and I'll do lay on hands. Just grab him by his shoulder, lay on hands. I'll do 9.
Okay.
kind of a smile, maybe a little bit of a bloody smile with some blood in my teeth. Well, there's something down there. Her sister exists. She is loud, and she is unhappy and in pain.
Such
Well, maybe we
pressure
can
will grow
free her.
if you approach.
Oh,
We have developed a way to mute it for mine. Mayhaps it yet works on you, if you would accept our bargain.
The bargain being us killing your sister for you.
Relieve her of the pain of this life. Return most of her people to me, that our civilization may yet continue for some time. And mayhaps I will be able to birth a queen better than I in the future.
Do queens in your people have the ability to speak aloud or only psychically?
She opens 6 mandibles underneath the skull, and you hear and then it closes.
Does that answer your question, big guy?
A little difficult. I can understand why now. Okay.
Can you give us a second so we can discuss this as a group and see?
I will give you your privacy. And you see that she turns to the guards and is currently mentally communicating with other things around the chamber. And you all feel like somebody may have been listening in fade.
Okay.
We huddling up right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gestured to huddle up.
I'm a little shorter. I can't
Before
reach
you
you, so I'm
huddle,
bend down a
Baza-
little bit.
Your
pick you up.
snake's still outside, right?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Yeah, the first thing I was gonna do was I was gonna ask you, Baza, be like, have you noticed anything with your little friend in the other?
Are we further than 100 feet, DM?
I would say yes, but I would say because you're thinking about the telekinetic, the bond, right?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if my net just might have dropped for a second.
You froze for a
If you
second,
were
but you're
so-
good. So I would say there's such a psychic energy in here that you feel that even though you're past 100 feet, the connection is still there. Like a wash-off effect.
I'll just kind of look Idril back and I'll take a little peek-see.
Cool. His eyes slip out and then up into his skull, and you see like snake-like slits where they would be. Give me a perception check as your snake.
I was not prepared.
Are any of us ever truly prepared?
Facts.
Yeah, right.
This is all
Absolutely not.
improv. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't
I
have
know
notes.
because-
That is a...
I have notes.
It's wisdom, right? It's perception?
Yeah.
Is it, yeah, okay. That's a 9 flat.
Okay. With a 9, you're only getting like general things.
Mhm.
The large crowd that you all walked through, still there. The vast majority of them are facing towards the entryway that you all walked through.
Right, the battle's there. That's right. Shit.
Oh, right, yeah.
The battle is up.
Yeah.
But
This like the group of people.
But you see, as the queen would move left and right, you now see that there is movement of organized units of warrior caste in this space that are venturing outwards through various tunnels. And you see a large contingent leaves out through the waterfall. You feel a rumble in the feet, and your snake sees this because even with a 9, this is big enough to see. A new tunnel opens up in the wall opposite as barreling through an immense arachno crawler, probably 15-foot diameter, punches a hole through. And then you see one of the military contingents led by a screamer, which is like the beetle-like warrior, goes up to it and simply stands in front of it waiting. And you see the beetle-like warriors kind of like flexing, getting stretches in, and is kind of tapping there impatiently as they look towards the door.
So, to answer him, I would turn to Galliard and I'd go, well, they are definitely preparing for battle. The group still stays there, I guess, civilian bug population, if you would, but they are on high alert.
What do you guys think we should do?
Sounds like our best bet of getting to this island.
I mean, it definitely would get us there. I'm wondering if it's a quick action to immediately try and kill her. If it sounds like she's just in pain, pain can be subsided. I just don't know what the source of the pain is.
Yeah, when he says that, I would. She was not hateful. She was not inherently violent, or at least that was not what I was feeling. She is in pain. She is upset. She is screaming. But I have felt malice before, and I was getting none of that.
Did you get anything from this queen?
DM?
You got what I told you about the anxiety of the island and also the fear for her people's future, not so much herself.
It was as she said, her name is her role. She thinks of her people and the survival, and this sister of hers is a threat.
There's a survival as well, though.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I don't want to
Just a
necessarily
little
say.
more primitive.
I don't want to say we shouldn't pick a side, but I think it might be more of a conflict mediation type role than.
Picking a side means that we're eradicating a group of species.
Yeah,
No,
more about that.
it sounds like she would try to like subsume them back into her people. Like it's not that we would kill off the other queen and all of her people. It would be that we would kill the queen and that she would bring them back into the fold as
She said she would try. I guess the issue
And she also
is,
said that the others would devolve if they don't.
if they didn't.
You did not hear her. It is tuning forks warring at each other, trying to put clean ripples across a pond. Both of these sounds are too loud for one to be clean and clear.
I guess that doesn't. Just because two sounds are clashing doesn't mean they have to be silenced, though.
I agree.
The question. Above table here. Does Velsius have any knowledge of the fact that the other queen has no consciousness? Is this something she's capable of rational thought, right?
Only what he's told you. You have to surmise for yourself.
Also, Velsius, what did your people do to them? She mentioned Lathyrus betraying the city.
Yeah, do you remember?
Correction. I have nothing, and we shouldn't discuss of that here.
Yeah, bringing it up that he is from then. might not
Well,
be a
when
good
I
idea.
mentioned it, she kind of looked straight at him.
Let's not try it.
That was DM flavor. She was scanning you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I just thought it would be
Like, she
fun.
could-
It's a fun visual.
I
Well,
might have been compromised.
How so?
Compromised.
You felt the pressure of her mind upon you. I was maybe a little too eager to connect. She saw within me. And I, in the past few hours, I know not of your secret, but she might have seen what I know. I cannot be sure.
Good thing to keep in mind.
At this point, I mean, I don't feel we have a choice. Could you imagine telling her no? Gesture to where we're at.
I also don't think there's any peaceful compromise to this. She's looking for her sister to die and the people to carry on.
At this point, we either put her sister down and they live.
If you guys would let, I think when we talk to her, I would ask if there was a peaceful solution, if we were able to calm the sister so that they could maybe connect in another way, to see what her response is, at least.
I don't think there's going to be any connecting with that sister. She lives on a primal instinct, unlike the people that we've seen around us here.
Yeah, but that's also something that we've been told. We haven't experienced that on our own. I do agree with you, Ray, though, that we have to. There's doesn't seem to be another way on the island.
Done. Yeah.
And something I'm concerned about is the timing of it. Telling me we came from Port Damali and now she tries to flee? I don't think she's running from her sister. I want to know more about what she's...
Well, I think they're trying to escape what this chain is doing to this place. They can't stay here anymore.
How long has this been here? I've heard only from some of the soldiers.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a month,
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
I was
Two,
gonna
weeks,
say-
2 or 3? 2 weeks?
Yeah. Almost.
Mobilizing your people within
2
2
weeks, it's
is-
canon.
2 weeks. Mobilizing a people within 2 weeks is not unreasonable. That it has not been done.
But they can't push further away because the sister is in the way.
So it's due to the chain, but I want to know more about... We can press her for more information.
Can they go
We can
on
try, but
surface?
that sister's not going to let us in. As soon as she senses both of the queen and our presence moving towards her, her survival instinct is just going to be to kill whatever comes her way. We can
How
try.
about the
We
people?
can try, but
I will
that's,
say
that's my thought process.
I did have what I like to think as forward progress towards success with some of the ones when we were camping out. I mean, they were still
They might have been
defensive.
these ones.
No, but those were the ones she
No, the
mentioned.
ones-
Those were her mother's creations, which I'm assuming would be from the sister, I assumed.
Yeah, the ones here seem like sentient as we are, if that makes sense.
Now, you said that
Not
these
all of
guys
them.
have, like, face paint on, right?
Mm-hmm.
When
Every
we
one
fought...
of these Arahkniil you see has some sort of bluish paint somewhere very visible on them.
What
Do I
about the guys we
remember?
fought at
Yeah.
the last episode?
Or the ones that I left the rations for.
The ones you fought, no. They did not. The ones you left rations for, yes.
Or they did.
Oh,
Mhm.
so they were looking for us from the beginning. Motherfucker shot me with a bow though, or arrow, a bolt.
Yeah, they tried to attack me too. What's the fuck?
Personally, I think we help her. That's
I'm willing to help, but I don't want to commit to
Killing.
Queen aside immediately.
I
Queen aside.
shockingly will agree with Sirman. I think we should play it by ear, not be too rash on killing the queen without getting any information. So maybe we could go down and then play it by ear and try to communicate with the queen.
At your openness at this, I go in for a hug. And whether or not you accept, I just hug you and I say, I'm proud of you.
Can I put my arm out and just try to hold him back?
Yeah, you can
It's not
try.
necessary.
That's the grapple.
Even we don't have to do a roll. I will
Yeah.
just
No,
literally
roll.
my arms will you've got here and I'm just tapping your shoulder.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And be like, you use a big word and you got Galliard to agree with you. You're on a roll today. Maybe
You
you do
guys
have what
are-
it takes to talk to the queen.
You guys are a positive influence on me, I think.
We're an influence, all right.
that's not true.
Well, then, let's tell the queen.
I just ask that we don't take helping the other queen off the table if there is a way.
I don't think
Definitely
any of us
agree.
want to kill unless it's necessary.
Absolutely. And I would agree with that too. I just don't want to think it's the only option.
It won't be.
So we do our best.
And Velsius maybe is part of agreeing to take this undertaking. We could include some stories of the people of this city. People.
We could, we could offer information as well as the transport to the island as exchange for this mission.
But not about Velsius himself, correct?
No, he wants to know more information about why they're leaving.
Okay.
As you're having this conversation, you see 5 workers come in, and they're carrying. It looks like almost like a blueberry, but very, very large, probably like a foot across, full of a pulpy jelly-like jam. And they bring it forward, and they're all kind of waiting in a line next to you as you're huddled up having this conversation. They're all looking forward, just holding them, looking at the queen as this conversation's happening.
We gotta eat some royal jelly to get some psychic protection, maybe. Okay.
So I turn to the queen, and I'm gonna try to approach, not all the way, but I just want to step towards the queen.
Okay.
And I say,
You step forward, and you hear like the like flitter of beetles' wings, and then it's answered like throughout the chamber, just at the movement closer.
Mhm.
Just kind of a "we're watching you" kind of thing.
we'll help you with your task, but in exchange, we would like to be on the island, but we would also like more information about why you want to leave and just about this area in general, if that's okay. And any information you may have on the chain.
This is a deal I can make.
Then we accept. And I kind of like bow my head to the queen.
I copy.
This immense creature swings its head down and back up, almost as if a reciprocation. The workers turn all in unison and then walk to each one of you holding one of these. For my experiments when you first arrived, some pain may have been inflicted. This will heal.
We just eat it.
Yes.
Slurping it.
Yeah, I'll take.
How long
Take some
does it
in.
last and everything?
It
Effects.
It acts like a greater healing potion. A potion of greater healing.
okay. Oh,
44
okay.
plus 4.
What if I don't need it? I just say I'm good.
The worker retracts and walks away.
How big is it?
Oh, it's the size of, like, I'm holding it, basically. It's this big. And it's like an
you said it's
open-topped,
just
like, blueberry with, like, mushed-up mush, like, jam inside.
I'm gonna take it and then go to store it, I guess.
Okay. It's not a closed container, so it does kind of spill.
You're gonna be.
What's the liquid? Is it like
It has the consistency of jelly.
perfect? It's a lot of jelly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating
Like
it.
Cool.
I don't need it, but
Yeah.
44 plus 4 if you're hurt at all, you can heal.
Nope.
If anybody's
I'm
injured.
just trying to be nice about it to appease the queen.
I'm gonna
I'm
swipe a
full
little
health.
bit in my journal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing none of that.
I just say thank you. I'm actually pretty full right now.
I'm the only one that eats this shit.
No,
I didn't get hurt, so
Oh, okay.
How much does it weigh?
5 pounds.
It's dense.
Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
eating all of it. I
Yeah.
ate a little bit.
Yeah.
My
yeah.
water skin can hold up to 4
A little
pounds.
sippy.
Mechanically, you don't have to eat all of it, but also mechanically, it's a one-time use. Have fun with that in your mental gymnastics. So she says, "My captain Ixith will guide you, and upon my sister's ending, I would speak to her through you, if you would allow it."
Well,
How would
you've
we
made a
let you
connection
know?
through Baza. I'm sure he'd be willing to be the anchor for that.
I just kind of like I just signed up on a mission with 4 random strangers just now, and now that is so it's kind of sputter a little bit. And, yes. Oh. Yep.
you said
Welcome to the Echoes of the Broken Chain, buddy. This is what we do.
Right. I thought this was more of like you were going to escort me thing, but this is
You seem capable though.
this transition is cool.
You're capable.
You're welcome to try to walk your way up. We'll continue on.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm here.
I would recommend against it.
It's like nasty. Let's roll.
You said there was going to be a protection against your sister's voice. How will that happen?
Behind you, you see 5 more workers are walking through. They have it's like a clay pot, but it seems to be made of the secretions that the arachnoid crawlers use to make the tunnels. And
Sick.
inside is a thick, viscous blue paste.
That's
Like
on
the
their
paint on the
faces.
people?
Exactly like the paint on the people. Yep.
Do we get the sense that this will wash off? Or is this a forever thing?
Give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, I can help him because that's was my exact thought.
With advantage.
Okay.
Kind of want.
And I'm assuming for you to have advantage, Boz is like, do you think it'll wash off? What we should
Yeah,
discuss this. I'm assuming
Exotic
that.
bonding forever.
Yeah.
Well, in my experience, it seems like, and I rolled a 15.
Okay. It'll wash off.
It seems like it will wash off. I am
It may take a few
72%
baths,
confident in that.
but it'll wash off.
Does this liquid or this paint, if it's applied to anybody, does it mask the sister?
Interesting question.
As long as they are mentally formed enough to understand my musics, then yes. We have tried what it is that you are thinking, and it sometimes does not always work. But some of the soldiers who will guide you now, we did free from her.
Is there? Could we take extra so that we may try to apply it to
Yeah, that's
some as well?
exactly my. Yeah. Sarah, kill him.
She holds out 6 hands open and, three on each side. And the workers offer the jar if you want it.
I will take it and I will make a sling onto my back, so I'm like Gara from Naruto.
With a
thing.
giant.
Yeah, next to your
Crawler tooth?
gigantic crawler tooth. Yeah.
You
can add it to it. You can add it to it.
Yeah, okay.
It has a cover. It's not. They don't have machine tooling, so it's not like perfect screw-on lid, but it does have like a cover.
Okay. Yeah.
So as long as you seal it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Have you
And does
tried
this have to go on our
applying this
skin?
to your system?
We have tried to reach her, and she has slaughtered all who approached.
So you've never gotten close enough to try.
No.
But if we,
Mug-
That was the whole
Mug
thing I was
looked
telling you
sincere,
about the
Mug.
survival instinct stuff, guys.
I have an uncomfortable question, Majesty.
Speak.
I hope through connection that you will not take this to be disingenuous. But your sister, I imagine, is formed much in the way that you are, in her physicality.
There are differences.
Insofar,
Of her formation is that she was not complete, as my mother put it.
So something's missing with your system.
the question, Majesty, is in the similarities that you share, are there weaknesses that we could exploit?
You hear echo from the 8 guards.
Yeah,
on each
that's like a
side asking
threatening
that.
ass thing to say. Yeah.
Take a step back away
And
from him.
you see the 2 guards closest to the queen do step forward.
Yeah.
And she puts her hands up, 3 of them, and then the 2 guards take a step back. My connection to my birthing appendage is the term that comes to mind, is a weakness, and I can be separated. If I am separated, all of my young will die within it, and I will have to grow anew. I am immobile here as I give this birth. However, separate, I can move with great speed and power. My armor
like an
is
arm
weakest
right
in
off.
my back. And she actually shifts as much as her situation will allow her to shift. And you see one of the guards lift its wings, and then beetle fly up onto her back at her gesture and point its spear at a point between the arm's connections and the back shoulder plates, where you see there is a different coloration to the exoskeleton itself. This is a more flexible skeletal outside armor piece to allow me this mobility as her arms splay out to their grandeur. It has a 2-point less AC than the rest of my body.
I would bow deeply, and I thank you for the trust you have put in us.
I have ventured into your mind. I know that you carry secrets, but your heart is not one of them.
Can I use divine sense?
Yes.
Are we supposed to keep our heart a secret? I thought we all had one.
What are you looking for?
Use.
We do serum on. It's just
I would.
physically and emotionally are different.
Oh, That makes sense. Yeah.
For this one, I want to detect good or good and evil.
Oh, okay.
Sick.
Detect good and evil.
But listen, I want to do it in a sly way where she cannot notice me.
Yeah, because there is
Yeah.
somatic components. Give me give me a sleight of hand check.
Yo, I've never done one. I don't think. This is interesting.
Does his armor still put him at a disadvantage for this?
No, not for
Oh, no,
sleight of
that's
hand.
just stealth.
That's
Yeah.
for
Still a
stealth.
yeah.
That is a 19.
A 19?
Yeah.
He jingles quietly.
Okay. With a quick brush over where you're, almost like you're brushing your armor off, you complete your components. You do not get evil. You do not get good. You get, honestly, you get true neutral with a side of benevolence.
Bug.
Bug.
Bug. True neutral.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, thank you.
That was a cool roll. I like that.
I
love
I was
D&D.
like,
I like this
yeah,
game.
no
We
fight.
should keep playing.
Yeah. It's
10 out of
worth
10
it.
recommend. Okay, so then what's the plan here then? What we follow your soldier captain
First, accept this gift. Each of you is with a sickening, like, slapped with this blue, like, paint-like stuff from these workers that have been standing next to you holding the pots. And they kind of, like, they wipe it on your forearms. Wherever you would hold an out, they put, it's like lathering sunscreen. They put it on you.
Could I try to not be painted?
Yeah.
I want to, like, as soon as I see they're about to, I want to stop and say, can I apply it to myself later, if that's okay?
The queen says, if you so wish.
Thank you. And
I
tap
Like
jar my
drawing a
back.
dragon in my
I
arm.
will also do the same thing. Stop him in. Because
Okay.
one, I don't want to be touched realistically by nobody I don't know. And I'll like nod at Sermon too and be like, I will do the same.
I think we've got enough to cover the two of us. Pat the jar on
And
my
some.
back.
So the rest of you will accept it?
Yeah, sploosh me.
I'll accept it. Yeah.
I draw a dragon in it on my arm.
Yeah, you
That's
watch
the first
these eyeless, 6 and 10-eyed, kind of like ant-like workers with 4 arms. 2 arms will gently caress, like your arms if you hold them out, and then the other 2 will, take turns holding the pot, getting a scoopful, putting it down, switching. Y'all are sunscreened up. You are spelled up.
SP45.
And it's interesting.
Who's this?
It's interesting. The faint headache that has been growing in the back of your mind seems to subside a little.
There's some good stuff, guys. You sure you don't want it?
No, I think we'll be okay.
You won't say that when your nose is bleeding like Baza 5 minutes ago.
I want to
It's not
keep
rocking a
every
blood clot.
opportunity available.
Does the queen's presence feel any weaker?
No. My captain will lead you, if you would go with him.
How long of a walk or ride is it to the location we're going?
I feel you will enjoy the trip.
Oh, fuck. She's gonna say scary stuff now.
20 of your minutes by crawler back.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
And they do they come with some sort of saddle for us to sit on?
You will see.
Oh,
Will they be able to carry me?
they're
If not,
pretty
I
big,
can run
buddy.
alongside.
You would not keep up. They
take
can
that as a
carry you,
challenge.
my dear.
Okay. Okay.
Before you go, I have never seen your kind before.
Me?
It is rude, but what are you?
Oh, well, I'm a Loxodon.
Loxodon. She echoes it mentally in the chamber. And you hear like chitters from outside.
No.
As if she was answering a question that her people have been asking this whole
We're
time.
curious.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm a celebrity. Oh my god. Yeah, if you have any questions, I can tell you about my home. I cannot tell you about my people per se, but yeah.
And not all of their trunks look like that. He's just sick.
Yeah, I'm just sick. Yeah, but we're working on it.
Every factoid, there's like a glance upward and then more chittering in the background.
It's not that he's sick; he has performance issues.
Damn.
Chittering.
What's wrong with his trunk?
I'm sick. So whenever I do this, and I'm gonna like pull out my astral arms, and I'll take a, I'll take a point
All the beetles. You hear like the butts of spears hit the ground.
And as soon as I pull them out to show you, you see a bunch of like ghostly trunks appear around me, and then when the spears hit the ground, they kind of like put up like this. It's like no, we're safe, don't hit us. Every time I do this, and then I'll point at my trunk, and you see like the white raise a little bit. Like I get a little sicker.
You watch as some of the skin cells blister and die on the surface of his trunk, like a very, very bad sunburn, but it turns to almost ash and starts flaking.
You ever seen anything like that?
Oh yeah, do you know anything about this? You'd save me a trip to the Red Waste. It'd be...
Nope.
Oh, okay. Worth a shot, I guess.
Do I
I'm
believe him?
sorry.
Do I believe him?
You can roll insight if you want.
I trust you.
19.
Baza, persuasion, deception. Don't tell us.
Down to 19. I am telling the truth.
Okay.
I believe him. Let's go.
Okay.
The workers leave, and then wait at the door.
I watch the rear as we head out.
Okay.
I'll go up front.
All right. You all head out, and the crowd still awaits you outside as the whispering again takes over at seeing you all again here. You start hearing faint whispers of Loxodon throughout the chamber. The workers guide you over to what Baza Snake saw earlier. There is a stone wall and a freshly dug arachnoid crawler hole. And you see there are 8 warriors. One of them is a screamer, the big blue beetle-y guy. And the others are the warriors that have like the pikes that you fought earlier. They're painted in blue, and the crawler is there hovering over the screamer's head as it is currently reaching a hand up and kind of scratching at some of the crawler's teeth and removing bits of broken stone that clatter onto the ground. As it turns over and goes, I am Ixith, one of the Queen's riders. You come with me?
I think so.
As its pincers click.
I just nod my head.
Good. This is Numir. As it reaches up and touches this crawler, which has a 15-foot diameter mouth. Most of its long spines are larger than the one that you have on your pack, Ceramon. And you see many thousands of teeth, razor sharp, in there. And he grabs a loose one and pulls it out, and the creature... and then he puts it on his belt, and you see there are others there on his belt that are about yay big, like smaller teeth that he's wearing on a belt.
Is that for fashion, or is that for...
No,
'Cause it looks cool.
He pulls it out and flings it, and it flies like a dart into the wall and punches into the rock. These break stone. They do better against enemies.
That's pretty cool.
That's a dope ass dagger.
So I could use this one on my back if I needed to.
You wield the
Break stone.
mandible as well. and he pulls out
Holy shit.
a mandible that is probably 1.5 times taller than he is, and he's about 6'5". He's 7 foot with these beautiful beetle-like horns that jut out of his armored carapace head. He's got 4 eyes, 2 on each side, jet black, bluish purple beetle carapace that you see reflected in some of the gems that are giving a soft light, looks more purple than blue. As he stands there, holding it. Yours is not assembled. We could help.
Well, I was actually kind of wondering if we could put it onto this, and I'll pull up my staff. And it's like wondering if there's an attachment, maybe. I don't know if that would work.
We could in time. Would take one of your days. Maybe later.
Maybe later. Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Well, type away. I'm gonna have a scythe, baby.
Yes.
Is that a monk
also-
weapon, though?
That's what I'm hoping the DM will allow it to be.
We
I
can
was
work,
gonna ask.
We'll text about it. We can work on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I have an idea, but yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Is the crawler also covered in paint?
You
What a good
see,
question.
there are the ripples of the many folds of its armored carapaced skin. And you see actually now some of the workers that painted some of you earlier are walking up and they're lifting some of the scales and just putting paint inside it.
Okay.
So
Low
yes.
friction zones.
Yes, there is.
And I want to ask him, is digesting the paint give you the same properties as wearing it?
No,
Okay.
breaks it down.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Not tasty.
Now I want to try it, but I'm not going to.
Have any of you ridden a crawler before?
No.
Never.
I don't typically ride things.
You may not like this. As it reaches up, grabs a scale, and starts pulling down. And the creature's head answers the pull. And the teeth open. And then he walks inside the crawler's mouth. And
Okay, that's what I thought.
the eight soldiers behind him also walk inside. And you see now there is the long dark tube that is the crawler's digestive tract, but there are 2 side pockets that the soldiers are filtering into and then leaning back into and socketing themselves into. With
What do the soldiers look like? Do they look just like him?
They're the no, he's the only one that's like beetle-esque.
Okay.
The others, they look like the ant-like warriors that you fought last time with the spears. So they look like them.
And do they speak as well, or just the beetle?
Do you talk to one?
No.
No,
You
they're sitting
definitely-
silent at the moment, but you've heard whispering in the crowd. The majority of the Arachkniil seem to be able to speak, at least these ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna snap my serpent away. I'm just as we passed it, just whenever it was back in 100 feet.
Yep. Do you have him back on you?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a little serpentine tattoo back on my chest.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Very cool.
Great. He Ixith. He steps inside. He puts the mandible back on his back, and he points to the 2 sockets on the sides, and he says, "Lean your backs into it. You will feel secured." Okay.
I don't think your arms need to be out like that, Sarah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
If they're out like that, that's how you feel it. You lean back you go into the socketed space on either side of the main mouth, inside it. You lean back, and then you feel muscles wrap around you and start locking you in place. And your hands are just splayed out like this. But you feel secure.
Gonna go to the back.
You feel secure.
Interesting.
I want to lean back, but when I lean back, I want my arm to be up.
Okay.
Just in case I need to summon my glaive. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Just to have the hand
Yeah.
accessible.
You feel it's wrapping around you like and you feel secure. So you're
Gross.
still open to the air in the front, but your sides and back are completely encased in what seems to be muscle tissue right now.
This is cool.
Yeah.
What would happen
Dude.
if you went face first? Right?
Can you
Good.
breathe like us?
How do you breathe?
Without saying a word, I'm just gonna go face first.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I guess you can, right?
Yeah, you just see, Velcius's butt and back are open to the air, but the rest of him encases in muscle
Oh, that's
tissue.
so fucking funny.
Okay.
I was just gonna finish just doing an outline of like a scribble of the interior structure of this thing in his journal, and then go find the corner most just freaked out, just kind of slide himself in.
Give me a performance check with advantage for the quality of your little sketch there.
Okay. Performance +4. That is a 16.
Cool. It looks pristine, not perfect, but it's one of your better sketches in a hurry.
Cool.
As you socket yourself in and are also enwrapped in muscles, I will make the sound effect every
These
time.
noises are hilarious.
Every time.
I'll just sit next to or store myself in on the wall next to Saruman.
Cool. You walk into the little space, and then it locks around you as well. As Saruman, no, you can't even do that.
I can't even do that.
Nope. You're completely
You see me
locked
try.
in.
I appreciate the thought, though.
Yeah. We have not heard the other queen's mental voice like naturally, right? Only Paz has heard it through the psychic thing.
Yeah, and you would not have noticed the headache subsiding.
Yeah.
There is like a background noise to your thoughts now that has slowly been growing over time in the deep.
The background noise is coming from what again? I'm sorry.
Mechanically, it's coming from the other queen,
Okay,
Right.
but I don't
Can
like.
but you don't like know that.
Yeah.
From now, from when the moment the ride starts, every 5 minutes, every 2 minutes, I want to think, can you hear me?
Okay.
And then like the following one would be, can you understand me? And then back to, can you hear me? Can you understand me? Does that make sense?
So,
I had something similar I wanted to do as well.
which is
I would like to, the moment that Saruman would realize that hum is the other queen, I want to try to meditate and put it into its own like doorway in my head, and try to make that like connection of what the instinct is.
make a wisdom check, not saving throw check,
Check.
since you're actively doing it.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Might be a 16.
I don't want
And
to.
I don't know if that happens now or if that's later, since I don't
Well,
know if
we'll-
that's the voice yet.
We'll get there. We're gonna save that for the journey.
Okay.
Ixith sees that all of you are locked in, and sockets himself next to Velcius's ass as he, and then wraps himself around, and then Ixith goes, "Give it up," and then the two chambers that you were in, you see flaps, muscular flaps, close. And you watch Ixith's eyes phase out of focus. Those of you that can see, obviously not Velcius, who is staring at muscles right now. And you feel as the crawler starts doing what an arachno crawler does, it starts tunneling downwards into the earth. deeper and deeper. With your roll, we're going to say, we're going to change our music here. We're also going to say, with your roll, you're able to isolate that channel and start almost like focusing out on other noise. And when you're trying to listen in on a conversation in a crowded space, so you start really focusing on it, it's that same thing. And the noise starts growing louder and louder as you guys feel yourselves descending. Like you feel gravity shift like this as the creature starts burrowing downwards, and you are still kind of like locked into it. Galliard, you were saying, can you hear me?
Correct.
Okay. The first time you say that, about 5 minutes in to your timing, the queen answers, "Yes. What do you need?"
Which queen?
The queen you just talked to.
Okay.
We've been trying to reach you about your cards.
That's what I think.
Brawler,
For
not
4
card.
easy payments of $19.95, you too can psychologically channel.
It's just a Verizon.
I'm just gonna respond with I was just trying to see how far this connection goes.
I understand. I will respond as long as I can hear you, if you wish.
That would be great.
Very well. You feel like a mental passenger now. Like somebody's locked in on you.
Okay.
And it would be her, you can assume. Another 5 minutes passes. Siramon, the noise keeps rising, and you keep focusing. I need another wisdom check to try to sift through the sound that's coming in now.
Okay. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
23.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're able to push a lot of the excess out of the way, and you're able to determine that a lot of that excess are commands that are not coming from sentience. They are commands being blasted out that make no sense. It is hunger, it is fear, it is I'm moist, it is I'm dry, it's dark, it's light, it is all of the, it's like commands of the senses and emotions that are just being blasted outwards.
Okay.
So you're narrowing the channel down. About 15 minutes into this rumbling journey, and those of you that are facing forward, it's really interesting. You see the walls of the esophagus in front of you because you've punched into the sides of the like outer walls. You're watching what looks like shapes moving in that esophagus as they barrel down this creature of rocks. It's chewing up the surface, swallowing it, and then expelling it behind it, all while secreting what makes the tunnels. It's like an undulating flesh wall, like in front of your vision, the whole time. Galliard, about 15 minutes in, you lose the mental passenger. Is gone.
Okay.
Siramon, I need a wisdom saving throw. And Galliard, I need one as well.
Oh shit, that's right. No paint buddies.
Checks become saves.
You said a wisdom saving throw?
Saving throw, yes.
That's a 17 for me.
Okay.
I got something close. I got a 7.
Lit.
It has a 7 in both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Watch us both fail.
God. I'm about to take damage.
Is your hair burning this creature right now?
Oh.
Oh.
That is 16 points of psychic damage
Burn.
God
to
damn.
each of you.
Oh, we both failed. Okay.
Yep.
16
Did you
points.
say 16?
16.
I would like to use
Oh, you guys are
defense
fucked.
missiles.
You cannot. That's 16 points of psychic damage as you all are going down there. And mechanically, no, Ray's hair is not burning the creature.
I Charmandered it. I pulled it in a little
He's
bit.
moved the fire to the front, away from the muscles. So he's got like a weird faux flop going on.
Friar tuck going on.
Am I thick enough that my ass is hitting rock? Or...
Not your ass. But those of you with your back and you with your front, you feel the cave tunnel like pushing into the musculature of this creature every once in a while, as it hits like a patch of denser rock that it has to squeeze through. Another 5 minutes go by. Siramon and Galliard, the noise is building in your minds ever further. It is becoming a cacophonous symphony of pains and emotions. You find yourself growing angry. You find yourself getting sad. You find yourself feeling alone. You find yourself it's just constant tumult. You're starving. You're full. It's just an endless sea of noise is beginning to build into your minds. I need 2 more wisdom saving throws.
2 more. One
from
each.
One from each.
Well, okay, that sounds like I'm definitely dead.
Okay, that time it is a 19.
A 19
for me.
Yeah, it's an 18 for me.
Okay.
Hope that'll work. I'm gonna die inside the crawler.
That is.
They get the same thing.
What is that?
Hey, Justin, thanks for joining. Anyway, so that's
That's 17 halved
PPK.
to 8 for both of you.
Sweet.
Lit. I mean, not lit, okay.
While it's getting louder, and I'm taking the pain. Am I able to try? Because Siramon, I think, is starting to see this almost like a wounded creature in the woods type thing. Would I recognize any kind of like? I know I need a multi-class. I feel like monks are very.
No, you're in touch with the
yeah.
energy of the inner person. That makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's something that is there one particular thing that's like I can latch onto that seems to be the loudest or the strongest that I can try to guide towards and maybe connect with on this?
Yeah, give me another wisdom check.
I want to do the opposite in a sense. I want to be thinking loud, trying to overcome the noise, I guess, and try to communicate that way. I don't know what that would be. I'm definitely not taking the calm monk approach. I'm trying
Give me.
You're trying to yell
for
at
that,
somebody yelling.
For that, let's call it a charisma check.
lit because I am.
Yeah,
Proficient?
you're a paladin.
The paladin.
What was your wisdom check, Siramon?
16.
16. And you're trying to hyper down to one thing, right?
Whatever may seem to be the loudest. If I'm seeing it as a wounded creature, there would be some like defensive may be a thing, but there's going to be something a little louder than that, if that makes sense.
So it works differently than you think, in that
I'm sure it does,
instead of narrowing it down to one emotion, you narrow it down to one of the many voices that you are hearing.
That's it.
So you've narrowing it down to what is the single strongest voice. And so now you are only feeling the strongest voices output, which is right now ravenous hunger is what you're getting. You start salivating without meaning to at this shared feeling that is being output from your feeling now as this crawler goes through the earth. You're feeling that feeling grow as you're getting closer. Galliard, what was your check?
I rolled. You said just straight charisma?
Mm-hmm.
It was a 23.
23. And I'm sorry, remind me what you were trying to do again.
I was just trying to, like, instead of trying to narrow down the voices, I'm trying to speak over them to see if they
You're
can
trying to
hear.
shout out. Okay. What do you think out? What do you blast out into this thought cloud that you were immersed in, like a drop in the ocean?
I want to say please, followed by silence, and what do you want?
You start feeling, both of you start feeling it too. Ciramon more in the background because you're able to focus. You start feeling waves of base confusion start melting over you from various different voices. And you are starting to put the pieces together now too, that it's not just the Queen that you're hearing the whole network that
the whole Hive Mind
that she has built. So you're hearing confusion, but it's not from every source, because you're getting the feeling that some of the sources are not sentient enough to be confused, and others are. But they're all in this like base roiling of basic instinct that you cannot shout over. You're getting the hunger right now too, is starting to overpower as well. From deep within, and you're feeling that you're getting closer to. You've shouted into a hurricane, essentially, and what was near you heard it, and if it could understand, it got confused by what you were saying, and everything else can't, because the hurricane is there, and you're approaching it. And it's
do we notice them starting to take damage from these minutes passing? Like if we look around?
Let me ask this. Did you all go into the same of the two passageways? Like the same side?
I'm right next to Ciramon.
I would have gone the opposite of Ciramon, yeah.
Okay, then, yeah, you see like contorted pain on the face. It's psychic damage. So we could do the anime thing where just a little blood comes out of the trunk. So yes, you see that there is pain happening.
I'm just gonna look over at him. Bet you wish you put that paint on now, don't you?
With my eyes still closed, I'll respond with, actually, no, I think I'm learning more than I thought I would.
Well, it looks painful.
It's not the most enjoyable, but I've been through worse. Me and you both have, actually, with the sleeper.
Some of the warriors are like, this one is not painted. And they.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Are these voices coming from the other warriors, not just the beetle?
Not just the beetle, it's the others.
Okay, cool.
that are with him. Yeah.
Just checking. Which, how do they look? Do they look agitated, excited, scared?
Give me an insight check.
What the fuck's it? Oh, that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. They look nervous, like anxiety, anticipation. Something is coming, and a big event. And then occasionally there are twinges of, as much of an insect can show sadness, that will happen, and then it'll disappear and go back to like anxiety, that kind of thing. You feel the crawler, all of you feel the crawler come to a stop. And then the two like muscle-like doors open, and Ixis says, push back in and it will release. And he pushes himself back in, and then all the muscles unwrap around him, and he steps out.
Go do something.
Cool. You all effortlessly release yourself, and you find you are in... Well, if you step out of the mouth, you find you are in a large cavern. It is pitch black in here. Those of you with dark vision, you make out the very vaguest of shapes of a stone floor in front of you that seems to be the make of a crawler tunnel, but it's not as uniform and well put together. It's broken in pieces. It looks like paths are crisscrossed over each other. It looks like some of the melted stone still sits on the surface instead of having had formed into the perfect tunnel that it's supposed to be doing. And Ixith steps out and says, we are in their territory.
Sick.
To distract them, we have begun an assault on the city.
Okay.
The city? What city? Like the
The
city.
ancient
The one,
city.
yeah, the one they're holding on.
The city above and their city below.
This is the city of the original Hive?
Yes. We hope to reclaim our hive before leaving.
Based on what I can hear, does it feel like we're like fairly close to the other queen?
I would say yes.
Are we still in the crawler?
He stepped out. I would say you guys are out.
Then yeah, I'll follow him.
I'm petting the
As-
crawler.
Okay, cool. Well,
As
I
I'm
just want
walking
to.
out,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I touch Serum on as we're walking out of our pod and cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level. And you see a little platinum light leave my hand.
Gross. I want to approach the captain.
Gross.
16 points.
Damn. All right. That's a great
Yeah,
cast.
I just take it back. Can you hide
really
me?
close to hell, dude.
No, yeah. I want to approach the captain.
As you approach him, he takes these two like smaller beetles and he pinches points on their back, and they clasp onto his horns and they start emitting firefly light in the chamber. And flavor. He holds a bag open and it's full of these little beetles. He says, "Light."
I'm just gonna cast light on my hand and I'll be like, I'm good.
I'll grab one.
Okay. He's like in awe of you. He's like, "Oh." And a few of the other warriors come around and they go, "Oh."
I touch someone else's weapon instead and cast light on it.
Cool. He goes, "Oh, ah!" and drops it onto the ground, and it, well, just emitting light and dancing shadow. It was not hot.
It's just regular light. This one's hot. Don't touch this. And I do produce flame. I'm like, don't touch this one. This one's hot.
They love this shit. They love it.
All right, so I want to approach the captain and I want to summon my glaive, right?
Yes.
And I just want to tell him, we're no longer in your domain. I know you work for the queen, and we're currently working for her too. But you do not make a move unless we give you any sense of direction or any go-ahead.
We are your escort, and if need be, distraction.
I want to get closer to him, and this time I want to make it seem more prevalent, I guess. I mean it.
Threaten him.
You do not make a move unless we say so.
Make an intimidation check.
But lit. That is a. I had to look at my intimidation to be like, is it higher or no? That's a 23.
That's 23.
Yeah.
Damn, you beat his 22.
Oh shit, lit.
Cool. He gets up, and some of the joints in his lower legs extend, and he grows a good couple inches taller as he gets up into your face too. And he looks down into your eyes and says, "Fine. But if my people become at risk, I will do what I need to protect them."
And I would do the same to protect my people. No matter who's in my way, whether it's your people or their people.
We are agreed.
I'll lean into Saruman. Is it always this intense with you lot?
That's just specifically him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ray can get pretty heated as well.
Damn.
But yeah, no, that's kind of his vibe for sure.
Got it. Yeah. Excuse me. How do you turn off the bug lamps? I'll just channel kind of like, let's. Mom, Dad are fighting.
One of the soldiers holds up one, and there's like a little pinch point above their thorax, and if you softly press into it, it will stop releasing the chemicals that produce the light.
Oh yeah. Back up. Grab one. Shoulder it.
Cool.
I got hot all of a sudden. I don't know if it was because of the intimidation or because my room's getting hot.
So
The way it's lit.
now that there is light, the cavern expands out around you. You see it is like Whereas they were organized with their tunnel structure, this is tunnels digging into other tunnels, which just causes pitfalls that are openings in the wall. You see there are numerous rock collapses in some of the wall. There are just holes in the ground that lead down into darkness. It's kind of a maze. And the Captain Ixith goes, their queen should be that way. And he points towards not a uniform tunnel, but what looks like 5 or 6 tunnels that have formed one irregular tunnel that lead straight ahead into the darkness.
So I know for a fact, clearly, that Siramon has had similar noises in his head. And knowing Siramon, how he handles things, I would immediately say, you should lead the way, Siramon.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. Can you cast light on my staff?
But that guy, he's really excited about it. I'll just stand next to you and I'll have produce flame. But he really likes his light. I don't want to.
Here, just use this, and I'll throw you one of the little bug lamps.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
And I'll walk next to you with produce flame too.
Yeah, the bug lamps, it's like a torch.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I can absolutely take the lead. I will once we get away, unless we're not leaving yet. Once we get away from the bug people, I'll start talking to everybody, but I don't know if we're leaving yet.
Ixith goes, you wish to relay commands to me? Suggestions to you, Galliard?
How many of his men were there?
He's got 8 behind him.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna send. He's like, you should send 2 forward, 2 in the middle with the rest of the lot, and I'll watch the rear with you and the remainder.
Very well. They split up into these groups, and do you all proceed down the tunnel?
Yeah, they would start walking.
Okay, as you proceed down, can we take our break? Your group begins their descent into these tunnels. The continued irregularity and, odd design to the space grows more and more hectic the deeper you descend. Roughly another 10 minutes pass, and I need wisdom saving throws from Galliard and Siramon as the noise continues to grow.
I don't heal myself either.
Okay. That's a 19.
Okay?
Mine is a 21.
Okay. You both succeed and we'll take half damage.
Hell yeah.
What's 9 plus 10? 21.
21.
Cool,
No,
that's
it's not,
8
you
psychic
stupid.
points, half to 4.
Man. Probably heal myself sometime soon.
While we're walking, and once we've gotten away from the Arachno people, whatever they're called, I'm blanking on it right now.
Oh, they're going with you.
Oh, I thought they were staying behind.
No, Galliard
No,
split
we-
them up into groups and they're going with you.
There's 2 with you and I up in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 with Velcius and Baza in the middle, and then I'm with the rest in the back.
How
Oh.
close are the 2 that's following me and Ray then?
The groups are split up to about 10 feet each, so it'd be a pair. 10 feet, a
Okay.
pair, 10 feet. One of you, one of them, one of you, one of you, pair. So it's like the
There's
groups,
10 feet in between.
The groups split up, and Captain Ixith goes, any rogue caller, this split group, harder to detect.
Mm.
So that's why the groups are split.
I want to...
You see there's sand walking in the tunnel? No.
I want to lean over to Ray then while we're walking and say, I have been trying to hone in on the other queen. It is pure instinct, it seems. It is a lot of just not even emotions, but just natural states. But it seems that hunger seems to be the top. The strongest voice that seems to be currently. It did fluctuate a little bit, but that's what I've been getting. I still think if this is not as awake as the other queen or as us, that we might be able to treat it like an animal and be able to get it to maybe back down and not attack us. I don't know if I'd say fully trust, but...
And what do you plan to feed this queen to satiate her hunger?
You.
That is oh.
Where'd you come from, Galliard?
I'm in the mind, baby.
That is a good question, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure yet.
Can I
And I
ask, are
think-
you trying to hide this conversation from...
I'm trying to whisper just so that Ray can hear it and not the 2 groups of bugs around us.
Give me a stealth check.
While he
All of
does
us?
that, I want to be thinking consecutive or constantly about, like, same thing, trying to be loud. I just want to say, we mean no harm. We just want to talk. We just throw that out there.
Okay.
Maybe re-roll again or whatever.
16 on stealth.
16?
15.
Okay.
I like that.
So I'll say that is the part that I think I need to figure out, and I'm hoping something comes up. But I mean, if you come across an animal in the wild, they don't attack you for sport. They attack you because of a threat. Because if we can deem ourselves as not a threat, then maybe we can try and get a little more towards a better solution.
That's animals in the wild, but this is family, and they're warring against each other. It's not the same. There's aspects of it that are similar, but it's a warring family. It's not just random animals we're encountering on this journey.
As you say that, you notice all the Arachkniil in the tunnel, and the 2 of you that are not painted get a wave of pain real quick. Not enough to do damage, but it's quick, and then it subsides. And Ixith goes, we have brought down one of their crawlers.
Oh, okay.
So we felt
felt pain
Mm-hmm.
from that.
Yep.
Interesting.
Oh, no.
That's why they were sad in the crawler when they were going by. Galliard sensed that every now and then.
So Go ahead.
We might be caught in an echo chamber if violence breaks out as well. If one of their creatures echoes this loudly, is that uncomfortable? That is something to consider.
Ixith looks at you and says, violence has already begun. We are assaulting above and here in other tunnels.
Does proximity matter greatly in these echoes?
Yes.
Okay.
He looks at Galliard and he says, I would suggest we hurry. We do not have their numbers.
I'll just say one last thing to Ray as I hear him say that, and I'll say, just do me the favor, and if you see something that could help with what I'm hoping can happen, please let me know.
Of course. No, like I said earlier, no need for senseless violence if we can avoid it.
Absolutely. And then I'll shut up after that.
You all march through the darkness with your little torchbug lights for another 20 minutes. The continuing... There are about 3 or 4 more echoes of pain. 2 come from down, and then 1 comes from up. And the one that comes from up, like behind you, Ixith says, one of our crawlers has fallen. As they're marching down. You start hearing a beginning of a noise, and it's a physical noise, not a mental noise, as the tunnels are splaying open and there's wall openings in the sides now. You can see through them occasionally, and you see various points of light in an immense distant cavern. Well, not distant. You're part of the wall of it now, looking down into this large cavern, and you see... Give me a perception check. Everybody.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
17
Oh,
as
no,
well.
lied. That's a 13.
Okay.
I got a
14.
17.
Okay. Love it.
I got a 9.
Love it. Most of you see the makings of a large insectoid hive city. Much of it is ruined. There are numerous small secreted houselets of various different sizes. They look kind of like wasp nests and bees nests poking up out of the ground. There are cave collapses. Some of them are destroyed. And the sound you are hearing, you are starting to hear sound of battle in the distance in this cavern echo up from various other tunnel openings that you see in the distance where the light of other torch bugs, but also some of the iridescent growing algae and fungus of this region glow. You see combat happening. You see it happening as you see a large force, hundreds of soldiers painted in blue, currently have what looks like a phalanx, like a spear line, and they are holding off a cacophonous, immense throng of others. And occasionally a crawler will burst out of the wall, and then another crawler, one covered in blue paint seeping from its armored carapace, will burst up out of the ground next to it, wrap itself around the other one, and drag them both down another tunnel as war is happening in front of your eyes down there. And you see, you'll watch one of the blue-painted kinsmen die, and you will see winces from your fellow escort who are with you at each death, at each bit of pain. You'll see that. There's shrieking and clicking going on, and the hunger-dominated emotion that you two were feeling, Galliard and Siramon, is being replaced now with anger, and it's taking over the hunger. and you hear for the first time a vocalization from the Nether Queen. As you hear a echo through the cavern, coming from a point that you can see below. Siramon, you had the highest perception check, I believe. You see the exact opening that out of which now spills other screamers who come out shrieking, mid-shriek, running towards the front lines of the battle at this large hive city. And you see the hive city, it's up and around. It has no floor. The whole cavern is the city. You actually see some of the combat is beginning to spill up onto the walls and then onto the ceiling of this place. And you see the one opening at the end that the queen just shrieked from.
I will point out the exact location and say that seems to be where the queen is, and I will say she was hungry. It seems she is mad. This war that is happening right now is getting her angry. I don't know what to do, but it's
Much
making
further.
things worse.
I ask the captain, I forget his name.
Ixith.
Ixith.
Ixith looks
How
down
much
and goes,
further?
we can hurry downwards and in, and I can distract any companies that would assail us while you all charge forward if you wish. Or there may yet be other tunnels that might lead in from elsewhere.
I think if we're going, we need to go straight. The most direct.
Yeah, I just want to keep an eye on them, to be honest. But
Yeah. Can we tell your queen's followers to start to rescind, to try and pull their troops away?
Like Hannibal at Cannae, yes? No, that's...
The elephant's sound.
No, the other backed them up. Encircle the Romans,
I love
crush
it.
them. Ixith goes, yes, I can. But they will see me. Would you like to go ahead?
If everyone's okay with this plan, I think we get as close to the entrance that we need to. You call off our people and they leave, and you guys start to pull back as we go in and try and deal with this.
and we'll meet you back at the crawler.
Let me send my 4 best with you. Keep them off of you while you deal with the queen.
Sounds good.
Sure.
He goes and points out 4 warriors who step forward. They're slightly bigger than the others, but it's the same soldier-like build with like a long pike that you had fought, painted in blue. He says, we do this then.
Yeah, let's do it.
I wish you luck. Queen with you.
Stay safe.
And then he goes and leads the others, and they crawl out onto the outside of the opening in the wall, onto the surface to where they're standing upright, but they're perpendicular to you, like this, kind of. And you see him open some mandibles down below, and he goes... and it echoes through the cavern, and it is answered with a reciprocal call from another screamer down below, painted in blue. And you watch as the army's line... where are we at? If this is the front line, it begins to recede in and then push back into the tunnel. And the huge waves of the more savage Arahkniil start following them into the recession, virtually emptying a lot of this large chamber. However, various clusters you can still see are moving through this whole space. And one of the 4 comes up to you. Half of his carapace is broken off, and you actually see the softer flesh underneath that they've covered with kind of... it's a mix of the paint and the jelly that's like hardened. He walks forward and says, We are with you. So, are you going in, or are you going down the tunnel some more?
I don't know. I think a direct approach is the best option, but it might be the most dangerous.
I think we might have to do direct approach.
Let us
Just get
ask.
as low.
This one's been out. This one's been out in the battlefield. Do you know the location of the queen?
I do. I pointed it out.
Well, he says there.
Yeah.
Most likely. If they
That is
assail
also-
us, we will give ourselves to prevent them from stopping you. Ending a war is more important than our lives.
Let's hope for both in one, but I understand.
Every life is important. We don't need to sacrifice for that if we can keep that from happening.
Then let's take a direct approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we start going down that way, I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Okay. So you
This is-
all push out from this opening into the wall into the downward recession of the space. So it's hard to keep your footing at first, but the further down you go, the more it levels off. So you'd be able to keep yourself. So actually, because of that, I'm gonna want dexterity checks real quick from everybody, and I'll roll for our bugs as well. They have advantage. Actually, they can spider climb. They don't need it. So just you
They
guys.
don't need Before we head down, I'm going to
15.
use a little healing.
Gonna
Just
be
straight dexterity. 22.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
I still have the jelly from the queen. How messed up are you guys?
I'm
Pretty
pretty
messed
fast.
up. That's why I'm taking some healing now.
I'm gonna
And
move
you
the
get for that
pass.
16 I gave you, right?
Yeah, but I took a little more.
Okay.
I'm gonna move the
Save
pass
or
my,
attack?
How
pass
are-
my jelly.
How are you
towards-
healing right now, Sermon?
I have Beekeeper Peak honey.
Oh, you're right. You have the beekeeper.
I had 3 of those and I'm using 2, so I'm getting 8 hit points.
So
back.
Velcius, are you passing it to somebody?
Yeah, I'm passing the congealed
Yeah, it's like jelly.
healing potion jelly to Gallier.
Bet.
Like-
I accept it, and I'm hesitant to eat it, but notice that nothing happened to these two who did it. So,
So that's 4d4 plus 4 healing for eating
oh
that.
shit, 4d4.
And
plus-
also, as long as you got above a 10, you keep your footing and you're able to sprint down into the open chamber. So here's how we're going to do this.
You said 44 plus what? I'm sorry.
44 plus 4.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
So the way this will work, we're going to do 5 group dexterity checks to get in there. If the group fails, one of your guards will head off the enemies that come at you so that you get a pass, but you will lose that guard as an asset.
We've got 4 backups, yeah.
So,
Yeesh.
let's do our first group dexterity check.
Uh-oh.
Just straight dexterity.
Just a dexterity check.
18.
14.
14.
Okay?
10.
Okay. 12, 10. 10 is a failure. Everybody else succeeds. So you start sprinting down, and you're able to bypass groups of the more savage Arahkniil. And the closer you are to them, you see that some of them are fully formed like those that you are currently working alongside. Some of them are malformed, as if they haven't grown completely before being brought into adulthood. Some of them are missing limbs. Some of them have different structures to their body, things like that. You're able to move fast enough, and the distraction of the battle is going on, that you do not call a group of them to you. So all 4 guards are still with you. Let's do the next one.
As I'm running, am I noticing anything with the detect magic up?
With the detect magic, nothing other than the latent psionics as a magic that you're picking up from some of the screamers and kind of coming out of this cave where the queen would be at, that Ceramon pointed out earlier. But no specific blips are lighting up in your vision that you see.
I got a 10.
Okay, that's a failure.
I'm wondering if I could maybe use slow fall to help with this. So instead of like taking my time carefully on the running around and stuff, would I be able to like jump and make leaps and use, because we're going like
The first
down, right? We're just-
dexterity was for us to go down. Now we're just running.
Oh,
Now
now
you're,
we're
now
fine.
you're
Oh.
sprinting out, yeah.
All right, never mind. Okay,
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that's a success.
19.
Okay, that's a success. Velcius, Baza?
6.
8.
3 failures.
That's 3 failures. Okay. A cluster of the savage Arahkniil, we'll call them, see you and start... And they start rushing at you as a group, and one of your guards heads off from the rest of you and puts themselves in the way, and you hear battle behind you as you all keep running.
Fuck.
Give me another dexterity check.
Oh shit! Okay.
This is the third
That
one.
is a
11.
5.
11 is a
Nat one.
failure. 5 is a failure. Nat 1 is 2 failures. It's going up.
Doesn't
Oh, I
matter.
didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
I got a 12.
Another cluster comes out, and another guard peels off, and you hear battle begin. We just did 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 more, so I need 1 more roll right now.
Shit. Okay.
21.
16.
17.
Okay.
17.
Okay. Sermon?
5.
That's enough successes. You're able to bypass another group. Unfortunately, you do see them pick up and move, but they start moving to the sounds of battle behind you, of the other 2 guards. Give me 1 last dexterity check for the group to see if you can make it into this tunnel.
17.
Okay.
Oh, it's cocked.
16.
Okay.
Got 15.
Okay.
Natural 1.
Okay. That's 2 failures. Oh
7.
no.
All right.
That's
3.
That's
E.
3.
Yeah.
It's 50-50. I don't know what that means.
That is 50-50. That means
And
I
this
roll.
is like right before we get to where we're
You
going
are on the edge of the Hive City, and you are at the base opening into the wall that leads to this Queen's Cavern.
And we
Will
still
you
got
let-
2 guards?
You have
Will
2.
you let me use a key point to re-roll?
Is that an ability that you have?
Well, no, but this is a weird thing. We can call it like a dash or something to like.
Or do you want somebody to just roll the even, just one person?
I'm trying so hard here.
You gotta. No, I'm gonna say no. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm
What
trying.
I'm going to do is, as this one of our guards is heading off to get this, since we failed that, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I'm going to cast a fairy fire on the group of people that he's going to head off. So
Okay.
hopefully that he gets advantage on attacking them, and maybe
Okay.
he lives and comes and helps us later.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're burning spell slots.
Okay. I will keep that roll over there. All right. You are able to push through as one of the guards heads off, and an eruption of platinum dust covers a group of these Arahkniil as they go and battle begins. And you head into this cavernous space, lit by colored gems. You see there are various tunnel structures and walls, and you see an immense queen in here. Not fully perfectly formed like the one you had interactions with. Her birthing appendage is different in shape and size. It is like a large circle with an open top, and out of which occasionally spill out, as if overflowing, small pods, and there are no workers who collect them. They simply roll into piles on the ground, and if they can attach to things, they grow, and if not, they die. And you see there are various smaller of these pods all throughout this chamber. As you enter in, I'm going to need the 2 of you who were not painted. I will need 1 final wisdom save from both of you. And this is... Well, actually, let me ask you this. Do you want to try to hide your mental image from this queen?
What a question.
And here's the consequences. If you do not hide your mental self, she sees you, we roll initiative, and then we deal with everything, including whether or not you try to talk to her and whatnot, in a combat initiative. If you try to hide yourself because of the distractions going on behind you and the guards, I will allow you to still have out of combat time to try to explore the space stealthily and see if there's something you can do here.
Then yes, I will conceal my image.
Okay.
I think I would
And-
look to Galliard because I think me and you are on the same wavelength with this, and I would look at you like hide, go in.
I'm just gonna just
Okay, I'm trying to
I'm
hide
gonna-
as
I'm gonna
well.
have to.
cast guidance on Siramon as he does his role.
Okay. Give me wisdom saving throws, you two. The rest of you don't have to.
All right.
With a D4 for Siramon.
What is your wisdom, Kyrie?
My wisdom is a +5 wisdom saving throw.
Oh, do you have the Paladin's aura?
That's
now?
a 21. You said what? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Do you have that Paladin
I
aura
don't
now?
think at our level.
No,
I think
I don't
level
think so.
6 you get it or something like that.
21.
21. Okay. Siramon?
19.
Okay. You do not, for the time being, feel a mental force lock on to either of you. But you are in this chamber. There are various tunnels and stuff, but it's an opened chamber, and you can see the entrances and exits to the tunnel are all in the same space, but there are places you could probably try to go in here. What do you guys want to do? You're in this chamber with this huge queen. It's like a big cave. It's the same mishmash of tunnels that have eventually formed a large cave that she's now in. It's like a bastardization of the birthing chamber you were in earlier.
Well, first thing I want to look for personally is to see if there's any glyphs or magic being used on the queen.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
I want to look to see if it's like I know it's probably protecting all the things that it's birthing, or that's the focus. But I want to see if there's something else that's maybe like cowering from, covering up, something like that.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Roll of 14.
14? All right.
Would the detect magic help with seeing those things that
Yeah,
Galliard's trying to see?
You, Galliard, you don't see any glyphs or anything like that in here. And, Ray, nothing in here pops up as magical other than like a psionic aura that is emanating from this large creature. And like very small, subtle ones that are emanating from all the little pods that are in the ground.
How big is this room?
Yeah, read my mind.
1 second.
I don't care how big the room is. I cast Fireball.
I was about to say, DM, I cast Fireball.
Double Fireball. Let's go.
That's wild.
Shit.
It's like almost 200 feet by 200 feet.
Oh,
Huge.
it's big.
It's massive.
It's a
If I
large
get-
chamber.
It's 4 fireballs.
If I get close to the queen, how close can I get to the queen before she detects me or is seen?
So you see there are various side passages in like crumbled up walls with opened roofs that have exits and stuff that might be closer into different sides of this queen. You see there's an elevated area at the end that slopes down to an opening where you see the queen currently is with this massive birthing apparatus attached to her. So there are places you could slip through and get around and close to. So theoretically, you could get right up next to her, but you would have to go the right way.
I want to go. So what I want to do, just so you know, I just want to get closer and I want to do divine sense as well
Okay.
on her to detect the same thing, good or evil. And then you said that there's a birthing chamber attached to her. Is it just naturally attached?
It's like the birthing appendage you saw with the previous queen,
copy.
but malformed, larger, and instead of a controlled birth, it is a spilling out of them from the top, like a large rip almost.
And is the
it's
rest of the queen deformed too?
Yeah, there are
Okay.
variations in some of the armor plates. There are 6 arms on the queen you previously saw. This one only has 5. It's things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I see Galliard start to move off, I'd kind of like tink on the side of his armor just to like get his attention really quickly. And before you go, I want to point at the ceiling and DM, do we see, because it's this pockmarked expanse, right?
Yes.
I'm looking for structural instabilities
Yes. Give me
above her or around her.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, because I don't want Galliard. Yeah, no.
I got
Okay.
a 21 on my perception too, and I was gonna try and stop Garrett before.
Your perception.
That's a 17.
Right. And which one was yours against, Sermon?
Mine was perception. I was just looking to see if the queen is it like cowering away from the battle? Is it trying to protect something particular, or is it just like self-preservation?
Yeah, it's not. It's attached to this birthing chamber, and it seems to be like writhing back and forth, moving. but it doesn't seem to be protecting anything. In fact, you watch it, occasionally something will birth out of it, and it will reach down, grab it, and then start eating it in this chamber.
Interesting.
But at Baza looking up, Saruman, you follow his eyes up too. Both of you do see it's the same pockmarks and openings as well. There are also tunnel collapses that have happened. There seems to be a tunnel collapse that was stopped by the roof being partially intact, but it looks like it could potentially be a weak point that could fall down on or near the queen if utilized that way. You also see behind you there are weak points that could theoretically collapse the tunnel you just came in from as well. And also at this point the last guard turns, faces the opening, and whispers, "If any come in, I will stop them." What are you guys doing?
Okay, I think...
I still want to get close enough to do Divine Sense, so whatever you all...
I would point up at the ceiling and go, "This is an opportunity, perhaps. I might be able to dislodge a volume of that rock. But if you approach, know that you might get caught up if you don't get out of the way."
The movements it's making seem almost sporadic, almost with no sense of what's next, and that almost confuses me even more. Like it's even if it's not sentient like we are, it's still a creature that still has self-preservation goals, right? And it doesn't even seem to be acting within those parameters. So
Have you not seen a rabid dog or a fish with an extra fin?
It's rabid. There's something causing it, right?
No, sometimes nature's cruel. Especially in circumstances of birth. There are some injuries that cannot be healed.
Maybe.
I don't have an opinion here. I know that we have come here to stop her. And if she is a fraction of that queen strength, I'll kind of gesture above, I think a choice should be made, and half measures should not be taken. I will follow you, but there might be consequences here if we act with some uncertainty or without union.
Yeah.
I will do what I must to maintain our preservation over hers.
It's
As
up to you,
will I.
Sirman. Do you think there's still a chance?
Hold on, Velsius, yeah.
The only thing I could think of is taking this paste, the paint, trying to smear it on her, smear it on the other queen. Maybe trying to cut her off from bomb.
I guess.
We could try that, but it's dangerous.
We have one jar. We have one
I've
jar or
got
two
one, like,
jars.
one giant jar on my back.
Did we see how much of whether or not it was less than a jar's liquid that was used to cover the arachnicrawler?
Do we get the sense that we could cover her?
They were flooding the arachno crawler with it, but you know, you for you guys, it wasn't even like a tenth of the jar was used.
So it used a more than the contents of the volume of this jar for the arachnicrawler.
Yeah, but make an intelligence check.
Not great. That's 12.
You gauge it's, we have it, we're going to use it. This thing crawls through tunnels, it loses a lot of this.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to gauge is whether or not the volume that we have at the actual source of this issue. I don't know. I don't want to throw a thimbleful of water onto an electrical fire, right?
I'm gonna do the DM thing and say you can always try.
Exactly.
It's worth a try, guys. We can try, and if it does not work, we take out the queen like we said we would. If we cannot save them, we save the people above and ourselves.
Does anybody have the ability to move quickly or magically?
I do. I could get
quickly.
Yeah, I could get Ceramon close, and I could thunder step away the both of us. It doesn't work.
Or I could get you there if you could get yourself back.
Oh, I can get myself back. Yeah, I can move quick enough. It
would be my last spell, so I would prefer if you.
Please let me at least get you there. I would say moving quickly would be great, Ceramon, but there's risk.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this then. Let's get Galliard close so he can check in to see if there's anything else that we might be
I was
missing.
gonna ask Galliard, are you here for this conversation, or did you want to slip off
Yeah,
and try
I'm
to do
here. I'm
Okay.
still
Okay.
trying to listen. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm here.
We look over. Let's get Galliard. Oh, he's already over there.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, let's get Galliard closer, so he can do his check, and if anyone else wants to do a final check, because I want to try. I don't want it to just subserviate some creature just because someone else says it has to, but Ray and Velsius make good points of we do have a job and there are lives at stake, so.
And our understanding is that if we cover the queen enough here, it won't do anything to the queen, but it will sever some connection to her.
That's what I'm
We
hoping.
don't know what it will do.
We don't know. We don't know. We're
That's the
gambling.
assumption being drawn. Yeah.
Something gonna happen,
Or maybe not.
or yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I just want to get close enough so I can do divine sense on it.
I'm gonna tell the group also before you go. I'm gonna be, just so we're aware here, the queen that we're currently under the employ of, they aren't trying to kill all of these people. They want to save as many as they can. It's the queen here that's getting in the way. If we need to sacrifice one life to save all of them, that's way better than trying to keep this queen alive to do whatever you think she's going to do, like create some happy little world somewhere else for her people.
Every moment that they remain in combat, more lives are lost above as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Galliard.
Galliard,
Yeah, let's get to it.
give me a stealth check.
Stealth check. Fucking son of a bitch.
With your plate armor.
Because I wanted to go over there
It's
with him
advantage.
anyway to get closer. Can I help him and give him advantage?
How?
I'll hold his armor. No,
You'll hold his armor? Yeah.
I'll hold his armor up so it doesn't shake.
No,
Yeah.
I'm genuinely asking. If you have an idea, please.
I think what it would be is I could try and take the steps in front of him and make sure that like where we're walking is safe to walk. So that he's taking like more careful steps of his own, knowing his steps are placed correctly.
Then here's how we'll do that. You roll
Okay.
a stealth check first,
Okay.
and based on your number, I'll let you know whether or not Galliard gets a straight roll.
Mm.
Can we acknowledge that we have a elephant tiptoeing, being followed by?
I think
dragonborn.
that's yeah.
All right, my cats are fucking shit up. That is a 15,
Okay.
but I don't know if that's high enough.
Galliard, it's a straight roll.
Okay, lit.
Right here,
There we go.
Galliard. Then right here, Galliard. And then right here, Galliard.
What are the rest of you doing while he's rolling? Are you getting
Okay,
near at all?
I want to be within
They're
150
mo-
feet.
Yeah, they're
of
moving
the
close
ceiling.
enough. They're moving close enough that I'm requiring stealth checks. At the moment, you guys are far enough away. You wouldn't necessarily need one. You could move around outside the perimeter, where I would
How
ask
far?
for one.
How far away
I want.
would we be? Would we be like 200 feet?
They would be moving within 100 feet, which is why
Yeah,
it
for sure.
requires this. Yeah,
I rolled a
Gotcha, so-
19.
19. Okay.
I want to start creating a perimeter and like moving around counterclockwise to where they're moving
Okay.
to
There's a tunnel
But
on
not
your
get
left
close.
that could work. That leads to another opening that's a little bit closer, and there's a tunnel on your right that leads to one that's a lot closer.
if I do the one that's a lot closer, do I have to do a stealth check?
While inside the tunnel, no.
Okay.
Oh, DM
I-
in the. So sorry.
I was just gonna say, I'm going to start flanking around to try to give us a better tactical advantage. I'm going through this tunnel, and I'll point at it and start walking down.
I'll go with you.
Okay, Ray and Boz are going in this one.
Which one? Can you I'm just
Nope. Not yet.
That
DM.
depends on your stealth roll.
It was a
When
19.
the
I just need to roll for the queen real quick. All right, let's see.
And what was it, Baza?
I just wanted to know whether or not we got any echoes when the queen was munching on the eggs.
Like the tiniest of tiny ones.
Okay.
Like a drop in an ocean. Not a big deal.
I'm wondering if enough of the eggs are destroyed, whether or not that would create some discord for her.
I think she's in survival mode right now.
Galliard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 19. Surmon also just barely succeeds as well compared to what she rolled. You're able to get close enough to where you can do Divine Sense,
Yes.
and your Divine Sense detect good and evil.
Correct.
You get neutral.
Neutral. It also detects celestial, fiend, undead.
Nope, none of those.
Okay. Well,
It's a bug.
Bug.
It's a
Bug.
True neutral. Bug.
Bug. True neutral bug. Ray and Baza, you enter into the side tunnel, and you see inside, like rock formations, a few glowing gems. You see where the entrance extends out and then opens closer, and you see a few Arahkniil warriors are huddled in a corner and seem to be sleeping. Give me stealth checks.
my divine sense also detects
A
the
hollow
presence
spell.
of any place. Yeah, the hollow spell. Just throwing that out there. I don't know if for some reason.
No. None. It's a bug.
22.
True neutral. 22.
22.
Okay.
17.
Okay. I'll roll for disadvantage because they're asleep.
Interesting. Stealth is my third highest skill.
No shit.
Okay. You are able to Scooby-Doo and the gang tiptoe past the sleeping warriors until you get to an opening that looks out onto a raised platform that is also covered in these birthing pods, a few of the various lights, and you can now see, whereas Galliard and Saruman are closer to the queen, like kind of hiding behind some of the birthing bulbs to get eyes on her, you guys are to her side, and you're looking mainly at the birthing appendage and not the queen itself.
Does he still have sight on the roof that could collapse?
Yes.
I'll whisper to Ray. Do you have any of the blue paint? A thought
Saruman.
could be those sleeping warriors behind us. We might be able to apply some. The rest of the warriors had but a mark on the face, correct?
Yeah. Well, I thought they had it all over their bodies.
It was like paint, like war paint. So they would have marks in different places. When you were getting painted though, the feeling was almost immediate of like the background noise receding. So
I
wouldn't need
ultimately
everything.
think it would be better on them than it will be on the queen, because we're blocking her signals from reaching them with the paint. If we block, what are we blocking her signals from? It's not like it's going to block it from going out. It's blocking it from coming in. So
Would
I
allow-
think it'd be better on them.
It would allow perhaps the queen above her thoughts to penetrate to these below.
The thought. But I think right now Saruman's dead set on getting this queen with all of that paint.
I understand.
Do it. Wait, from where I'm at, can I see Sirman?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
guys
with
are together.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'm gonna relay the same thing. I was like, I don't sense anything evil, good, bad.
Let
It's
me-
just a bug.
Do this. Let me show you a map. So,
Wow, that makes
so
good.
here's where you're at. All right, can you all see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Ray and Baza, you guys went through this tunnel here on the left. These guys are asleep, and you snuck up to this opening here where I'm saying you're like peeking out, and you can see that's the birthing apparatus. This is our queen. Here.
The thud.
So there's the queen. This is her birthing apparatus that she's attached to. And then so you guys are here, like hidden behind some of these larger birthing bulbs. Just kind of like, okay, cool, what do we do? And
where's
then
Velsius?
Velsius, you didn't say you were getting any nearer, so you're
Yeah,
like,
I stayed near the entrance.
you're vibing.
Yeah, literally.
The vibes.
You're vibing at this cool ass map.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
It
good
is
map.
really
You're
cool.
welcome.
Very sick.
Yeah.
So Siramon, Velsius, what are you guys doing? Or sorry, Siramon and Galliard, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I muted myself. Well, I just told Steerman that I don't detect any good, evil. It's just a neutral bug. I also
Yeah.
don't sense any malice, intent through celestial stuff like that.
So it's not being
Controlled.
controlled, which I guess is good, but it is just essentially a wild creature right now.
I think we got one last chance, buddy, and that's this paint. I'm sorry.
I've never liked harming a creature that's only trying to survive, but there are lives at stake, and I think at a certain point that may just be what it is. But
Basil was correct though that we're losing more lives waiting, so we might as well make a decision.
yeah,
Let's see if this works. If it doesn't, at least you know you tried.
let's get up to the top and try and dunk the paint on it. I'll try and keep a little bit enough for me and you. That way we at least. Or do you want to actually?
Hold on,
Do
what
you
are you
want
trying
some
to do?
now?
Are you gonna chuck it? What are you trying to do?
So we're
That's what
mage
I'm-
handing it?
That would be if Velsius helps.
Velsius would have to get up there.
Yeah, so he'd have to sneak up as well to cast Mage Hand on
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I can. I mean, it's 30 feet range, so
And
I
then
have to
the
get close.
Mage Hand as well would have to not be detected a hovering pot of paint.
I think it might be easier if I somehow
And this-
climb like the birthing apparatus and then.
Can we tell if this thing can see? Can it smell? Like, what senses does it have? Is it
Yeah, no,
has
you
a
see-
mouth-shaped head?
You see it as eyes. Only 4 instead of 6, so 1 on one side and 3 on the other. But it has eyes.
Before we start anything, can I reposition myself back towards those sleeping ones?
Yeah.
And if I hear things,
Do you want to be like up here or like right next to them? What are you thinking?
over on the left side?
This side?
Yeah, within, I believe, 15 feet.
That'd be close. That'd be that. I'm letting
Okay.
you're keeping your stealth check in there, so that it's fine. You can do that. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
up in a business, pretty much.
Because if I hear like Queen get rattled and it sounds like we're about to start attacking, I'm gonna burning hands these guys before they wake up,
Okay.
so that
Firing a spell.
it's automatic failures on their deck saves.
Yep. Okay. Baza, you're good here at this like entryway.
Oh, and I relayed this to Baza as I was walking away. I said I'm gonna take care of the ones in the back if we start fighting.
Good.
I was gonna say good talk and then just walk away.
All right. So cool. You guys are in position. Velsius, Siramon, Galliard, what are you guys doing?
What? How far would he have to throw it?
Pretty far.
And what kind of check would that be?
That's only Siramon. You're literally like 20 feet away.
That'd be
But it's
athletics,
how-
wouldn't it?
Oh, it's 20 feet tall.
Yeah, it's big, but it like the paint
Pretty
works
massive.
anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
since
that's-
you would just have
that's a
to
good
throw the
point.
vase, it would break on its body, I would
Parries.
assume, and it would just.
If
just don't
that's the
miss.
case, I could just also I could dash up to it and slap it with it.
That's
How close can I
wild.
get without a stealth check? Without a stealth check.
Let's do
I would
this.
say
Galliard.
you're already at the edge of where no stealth check is required.
Yeah, shoot.
Is that like
I think-
100 feet? How far away is that?
So you're like 50 feet away right now.
Okay.
So I'm saying you don't need a stealth check from here, but if you go into like this open area,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
you'll need one. Yeah.
So we're not using the mage hand, correct? That's where we're at. It sounds like we're just chucking it.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna throw it.
I don't think we need to. Yeah.
Jonathan had a plan.
I want to prepare a spell. That's all I want to do.
Okay.
I think me and you should go ahead and paint up then. Let's just get a little bit on us so that we're protected. And then I'll literally just run up. Maybe you can create a distraction on this end so that it's focused away so that I can get in.
You guys are on the same side.
Oh,
I know
mean,
we're a little bit away from each other, so if he goes around the other side, I can
Yeah.
make the shorter distance dash, is my thinking.
So I want to prepare the Hunger Fadar.
Okay.
Ooh,
So to give Ceramon cover when he backs up.
Okay. Cool. You're bringing the magical essence forward to prepare the spell. So even if it doesn't get used the way you want it to, you will expend that spell slot. Just so you know.
Fine.
Cool.
So I'll
gonna
take a
keep it
little
going.
bit. I'll
It's
take
like
little bit
it's
of
like
the
a
paint and
black
put it in my
mist
trunk.
just seeping out of your closed fist, just waiting.
I'll take a little bit of the paint and I'll put it on my trunk, and then I'll offer the opening to
Okay.
Galliard
The
if he
headache
wants a little
Yeah.
immediately subsides.
I'll do the same thing. I'll just dip my fingers in and. Do I have to put it on my skin? Was that the thing?
It's
good on
gotta
my
go. It's gotta go on your, just on you, somewhere.
skin? Okay, cool. Then I'll just wipe some on my
Yeah.
face.
Cool. It takes a little longer to soak through into the scales for you, but the headache subsides.
Lit.
I'll say, okay, jump out the other side, make a noise, and wish me luck.
Say less. I want to run around the other side, loop around the right side, yeah, and get maybe like 2 more steps forward if I could. And I just want to roar a good old dragon's roar.
Okay.
And at the exact same time, I'm making a mad dash to the thing with it open, ready to just like slam it into it.
Okay. You rush out. You roar.
Let's hear it.
I'm about to peek my mic.
It turns towards you, shifting its whole not completely formed body over, and it starts and like start building up this like chamberous noise in its chest as Ceramon runs up, and you just fling it like a water bucket?
Yeah, I'd say mostly, yeah. If it, I don't know how like viscous the liquid is, but if it can slosh out like that, then yeah.
Okay. You and chuck it onto it, and then it breaks, and this bluish paint spatters all across its thoracic cavity here, up onto some of its face, things like that. And a lot of the screaming mentally that some of you have been hearing in the background without getting wisdom saves seems to subside. And this creature that's been moving sporadically this whole time seems to slow and stop sporadically, moving in place. And you start to hear in your minds, is it done? From above, as you hear the other queen start being able to punch through. And she says, other voices are being added to my symphony.
I think
Wow.
it's done.
Cool.
If you're asking if she's dead, she's not.
Yeah, she yet lives.
Okay. Here's what's going to happen. I need a dexterity saving throw from Ceramon.
Knew it would happen.
I need Ceramon out of there.
I need new dice. That is a 10.
Cool. With a natural 19 on her die, one of these large queen's arms comes down. She grabs hold of you, and she lifts you up. And she's going to go in to try to bite you.
Shit. She's gonna succeed.
Can I use my prepared spell at that point with
Yes.
Arms of the Dark?
I
or
was gonna say
blindness?
same with me with the burning hands.
Okay.
I prepped.
All right. Let's do Arms of Hadar first. So the darkness spills from the ground as you let the darkness drop from your open palm into the earth, and you watch it slither across the ground and then erupt into these like tentacle-like shadowed arms that sprout up out of the ground and attach to this creature. At the same time, in this tunnel over here, Ray, you just a flaming torch out into these two guys, and they immediately fail their saves. So can you roll damage for me?
Yes. So I'm doing it at second level.
Okay.
So 10, 12. So that was 17 points.
Okay.
Which, if they're sleeping, is it doubled? Is it a crit?
Ooh, good question.
I would say yes.
Okay.
I would say in this
17,
instance,
30,
yes.
34.
Cool, perfect. That's one more than you need to kill them. There is cracking of carapace as their shells start boiling out from the flesh cooking inside them as these two instantly are cooked alive. Arms of Hadar. It's obstructive. Does it do damage? It causes blindness, right?
It's 2d6 cold damage. It causes blindness so they can't see.
Okay.
And it's a 20-foot area.
Yeah, what's the save?
It's a 16 dex.
Can you choose who
And-
makes the save?
And then so the 16 dex is
it's
just
21.
for the 2d6 acid damage.
Okay.
Fail.
Or where are you placing it? Like on my person or like on?
Oh no, I'm putting it like she's 20-foot diameter. I'm putting it on her directly.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
But I was hoping, like
2d6.
the thought that I had was I was hoping to prep the spell, and when
Yeah.
you went for it, to blind her rather than let her grab.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then she'll roll for her grapple with disadvantage, but roll damage because she failed her dex save.
The cold is on the start of the turn if you start in Hadar, and the acid is if you end your turn in the Hadar.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then never
Okay,
mind.
so yeah, no.
Yep.
But it is 2d6 cold damage.
Yeah, Siramon, she does not grab you. You're able to pull back at the last second and move out of the way, as she's now blinded in this space and looking around, not
it's 6
seeing
damage.
anything. Yeah, we're not in turn order.
Sirmon's
I'll say she
doesn't.
takes it. Fuck it.
Sherman is out of the spell range, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like on the edge of it.
Okay.
Sick.
So yeah, she's blinded, and then a bit of frost forms on one of her carapaces, and you see a piece of it chip off from that. Yeah, she's thrashing in place. Violent, scared, quiet, mentally. I think I need us all to roll initiative.
Okay.
But
That's so sad.
I know. I don't like this. It's cotton. Okay.
I got my highest initiative roll ever, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's lit. Oh, that one. Okay. 25 to 20.
21.
21.
21.
Baza with that crazy ass initiative bonus. Love it. 20 to 15.
17.
18.
Okay, so it's the queen, and then
Fuck.
Velcius,
Mm-hmm.
and then Galliard. 15 to 10.
13.
13. Ray, what'd you get?
9.
Okay.
And you killed those two things, right? The two sleeping
There,
ones?
those are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baza, you're up first. You're here. I'm gonna say you were able to see everything. Like you could peeked out and saw everything that just happened. So you see it's like flat, flailing, stuff like that. It tried to grab at Ceramon. Ceramon was able to move out of the way. You see that the only thing in here that's taken damage was it.
Does it look like Ceramon is in the area of effect that the collapsing ceiling would create?
No.
Oh, well then.
Welcome.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Can you
as-
see her through the hunger of Hadar? Is it tall enough to cover all of her?
I would
'Cause
say
you can't
I
see
would say
through it.
enough of her is peeking out that the effect is still taking place, but you all still know where she is
Sick.
Okay.
Yeah.
because she big.
That's what I was
Big mamas.
thinking.
Stick.
She bigly.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot sphere, so whatever
Yeah.
the DM wants to make with that.
Yeah, it big.
Okay. DM, would it cost something out of an action economy to do intelligence to see how much I think I'd have to do to the ceiling? Because I just need to know whether. I mean, I don't think I'll be able to cantrip the ceiling, but
you
like,
can just give me an intelligence check.
or yeah, I don't know if any passives would help me or whatever. But
What's your passive
14
investigation?
passive investigation is 17.
Oh, okay. Judging from the style of rock and stuff like that, probably a solid hit would cause the collapse.
And the distance between her and the ceiling, like the top of her.
Good, like 20 more feet, 20, 25, something like that.
Okay, so I couldn't knock the fireball off the top of her head and hit the ceiling.
No.
Heard chef. All right.
Cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, solid hit then. Then I will shoot out a ray of frost up at the ceiling
Okay.
and see if I can collapse it.
Cool. The ceiling is rock, so doesn't really make any saves or anything like that. It's an attack roll for Ray of Frost.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go for it, bro. Roll that attack for me.
16, 7 for
You hit. It's
23.
a rock. Yeah, just true neutral bugs. It's a zombie. You hit. It's a rock. You hit. Cool.
8 and 6 for 14 points of damage.
Okay. 14 points. It brittly snaps through, and the thin layer that was holding a large boulder up, the boulder's weight pushes through, and a good 600 plus pound boulder comes down directly onto the birthing apparatus and smashes it completely through.
Oh no!
Crushing
That's not
everything
good.
inside, ripping it off her back.
She's faster now.
That's the worst case scenario, probably.
She's gonna take. That's 9 points of damage from the removal. Okay. And yeah, the birthing apparatus is destroyed, so there goes that health pool. And some of her abilities. So yeah. Is that your turn?
I'm going to move up
All right.
40 feet as I start to
It's slower.
I'll unsheath my blade and start to trace some arcane sigildry through the air, kind of dashing it through my blade as I get wreathed in this tinkling and crinkling array of arcane energy.
Okay.
As I'll start my blade song. Could I position myself behind those rocks
Over
to
here?
the right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just want to be, as long as I'm within 40 feet the next turn. That's where I want to be.
You are.
Sweet. Thank you, sir. That's action, bonus action, turn.
All right. Let's see. Cool. As a result of the pain and not being able to see, she moves forward her full movement and crashes into this cave wall and starts rapidly disassembling it with all of her arms while shrieking. And starts breaking down the cave. And you all start feeling the cavern itself shake. Baza, you watch to your horror as another boulder of the exact same size comes through and lands on top of the previous one, and you look up and you see rock slides are beginning above for this whole cavernous space.
Okay.
And then
I think you can roll 2d6 again, Mars.
Yes.
Because she started her turn there.
yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say. If she it's literally goes
That's a natural one for her, so cool.
it's 5 damage. So
Okay.
There's no save on the cold. It's
No.
only on the acid.
No. This was to see if she stops rampaging. She does not.
Oh.
Velcius, you are up. This immense creature just barreled forward and smashed into the rock face right next to you, starting to tear it down. And you look up and you see the whole ceiling for this entire chamber is starting to sag in.
come down. Love that. What would it be if I wanted to speak to the queen? Would that be an action? Would you consider that? Not the mouse-shaped queen, but rather our ally upstairs.
I would say if it's a quick thing, then no, it could just be a free action. That'd be fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I want to, like, kind of like how we're talking to Ruddy Pete, throw thoughts towards her and say, send help.
Okay.
The queen yet lives.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm hoping she'll send some of the spawn that she's taken in to help us.
Cool. She responds, and her voice is 1,000 more voices heavier than it was last time. And she says, "My chorus swells, and they come to your aid."
Oh boy. And I'm gonna go ahead and what is that? That's like 40 feet? Or is that less? Is that
No, she's
1,
within.
2, 3? I want to try to move to her blind spot where the armor is weak. The AC be 2 less.
Yep.
Um,
I think it'd be there.
yeah.
You're within melee striking range.
Perfect. And then, so I looked up Green Flame Blade, and so I do actually make a melee attack,
Mm-hmm.
and then the spell's effects hit.
Yes.
So I want to go ahead and cast Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
So, do I roll to hit first? I'm assuming with the melee attack, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Gonna be, that's bad. That's not good. That's not good. Does an 11 hit?
No, not even the weak point.
Love it. All right. I'm gonna be. Oh, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Hexblade's Curse, and I will end my turn.
Okay. Hexed.
I might die, guys.
Galliard,
Yes.
you're up.
How close can I get to it? Can I get into attacking range?
Yes.
Okay, lit. So, first I want to use my bonus action, Hunter's Mark, on it.
Do you want to be like pole arm length, or do you want to be like within 5 feet?
Pole arm length.
Okay. Yeah, you're within length. You Hunter's Mark it. Boom. It's Hunter's marked. Vow of
Lit.
Enmity.
Now I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
For my blades charge, does that count as a bonus action or no? To do the insight check on its strength and HP.
Did I specify in that item?
I don't see it, to be honest. That's what I'm asking. I don't know if you meant to. Make an insight check. It just has to make an insight check. It doesn't
I
say
think it
anything
would
about...
be a bonus action, economy-wise.
Okay, cool. Then I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna go for a glaive attack. 2 of them to be exact.
Okay.
Back to back.
At the weak point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So first one is going to be a 17.
That just missed. Oh, wait, no. Weak point. That hits.
Okay, cool. And then the second one is going to be a 22.
That hits.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna roll damage together with the hunter's mark.
Okay.
The first one is going to be a 13
Okay.
plus 1d6. It is going to be 14 for the first hit.
Okay.
Second one is going to be, holy shit, there's so many numbers. Second one's going to be 8 plus 6, that is 12.
Okay.
And that will be my action.
Cool. You bring your glaive up, push it out to the extent of its length, find a weak point at the base of the shoulder joint in the spine, and you pop one of its arms off as it shrieks out into the cavern at the loss of the arm, which collapses down with a heavy multi-100-pound thud into the ground as the cavern around you continues to shake and move. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Siramon, you're up. Siramon, give me...
Uh-oh.
You're not going to like this, but I need an intelligence check.
Oh no! I'm dumb.
I'm aware, but Siramon has
okay.
a good heart.
He does.
Damn.
And it's going to pay off because I rolled an 18 and I got a -1, so 17.
Here's what I'm going to give you. You're going to put a few pieces together. Ready?
Okay.
This wild animal was just cut off from the only noise it's known its entire life and is now scared in the silence. The tunnels are collapsing. This creature could probably survive that. You all can't. The queen said she is sending people to help. That does not necessarily mean the queen is coming to kill her sister. That means she is sending people to help with the situation as it has been described, which is the queen is still alive, but the queen is not emitting psionic shrieks.
Okay.
Oh,
Siramon, you don't think you have to kill her.
Yeah. With Siramon piecing this together, I think his brain is going towards the process of, I guess I want to make sure she doesn't get killed by the other queen, but I think that's the risk we have to take so that we live. So I think I looking around, I'm making those connections as I see it frantically freaking out, the tunnel's collapsing. I'm just gonna yell out to everyone, I think we leave it. We need to go right now. And I'm going to, if I have to, key point dash all the way to the entrance we came through, or the nearest tunnel to get
All right,
out.
that's this one.
Yeah,
So that'd be...
I'm just gonna fully book it. So 80 feet.
can you carry me as you go? Just like grab me. Just yeah. good.
That's
Are you going-
it's 70 feet to
Yeah.
reach the exit, and you could
Heck
go
yeah, I
another
know.
10 and just leave.
I think what I'll do is I'll get to the tunnel and I'll hold.
Okay.
I think I don't want to leave without everyone, but I'm yelling that as I'm running. I'm saying, we need to leave now. I think the queen will be fine.
All right, you key point dashed. I want to ask you this: do you want to hold an action, a help action, or something like that?
Yeah, if something comes up, I will. If that's okay, I'll hold action to help.
I
give
will
someone the
let
help
you
action.
do that. Yes, as long as if they come into your range and are failing something, you can help them.
Yeah.
All right. Ray, me lad, you've just crisped 2 buggy boys in this cute little tunnel that I made.
It's very nice.
Slay Queen.
I like this map, by the way. This is a good map.
Oh, this was
That's
a
little crystals on the
this was
ground.
a bitch.
I believe it.
What a slab.
Ooh, it do be. So you're here. The entrance that Baza went out is up here. This is the entrance you came in from, is right here.
Did I hear Siramon yelling this from where I am?
Sirmon's a loud boy. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm gonna move towards where I came from. So
With
I
Baza
think-
or the entrance?
No, the entrance. So I'll dash, use my action to dash to get 60 feet instead of 30.
You get just to the entrance. As you get there, you watch Siramon rush past you. So you're right there. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to
No,
hold?
I might-
Oh, you burned your action to dash. That's
Yeah.
right.
Can I hold a bone? No.
Nope.
I'll just end my turn.
Not in D&D. Sadly.
No. You.
Okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
Beza. Beza and
We
your
could
snake.
hear-
Does your snake have a name?
Yes. Yes, it does. I call him Quatil, but he's got a Shtukiputsi little name.
I guess Baza and your tattoo.
Yeah.
You're here.
Okay, so the queen can now reach us and hear us.
Yes.
I would say,
She's currently still digging through the walls.
yeah,
In a panic.
she's injured. She's without her sack. The cave is collapsing. Need we finish her, or can we leave?
Do you just yell that out?
I wouldn't
you-
yell it at all.
You're thinking to
He's
the
thinking
queen,
it.
yeah.
He's thinking of Tim.
Are you going to your mind palace like Sherlock Holmes right
I'm
now?
going. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll follow that web of familiar connection from before. Is there a response?
With the queen above?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a sense of relief, and then just leave. I'll handle her.
Do we offer
Um,
that?
She talked to Baza. He
Okay,
asked.
just don't say. Yeah.
Are these squares as far as distance? I'm kind of
5.
hopping.
Okay.
So the big squares are 10 feet?
Yep.
Got it. So 40 feet. I'm afraid Velsius is just gonna get smashed.
Like that?
Yeah,
That would be 40.
I'm gonna, and then
if you
I'm
wanted
going
to go near.
We can disengage. I don't know.
I'm going to action dash,
Okay.
drive by Velsius,
Like this?
and yeah, drive by Velsius, and then you'll see me kind of like,
So that's 10 feet.
yeah, whip the kind of like an arcane, almost like a net through Velsius. Say it's time to go, and I'll fling him 30 feet towards the entrance.
Yeah, yeet.
Is this a bonus action?
It is a bonus action.
Okay.
It is my face step, and I will move the rest of my
Perfect.
whatever. I have 80 feet of movement right now, so
Oh,
So-
shit.
Velsius,
I'd
you
like to
get...
scream Hakatuo as I go.
No. You get picked up and volleyball slapped, like, out 30 feet away. Let's let the meme die.
Hakatuo!
No. No. Let the meme die. Okay.
it also has to be. I think it needs to be. You have to accept it. I think.
I
One
definitely
willing
accept.
Yeah, one willing creature. Oh, within 5 feet of me. Yeah, we're good.
Yep,
we're
you're good. Cool. And I would say you can make it there or here.
Yeah, farthest away from danger as possible. I ain't
there.
no tank.
Okay. Cool. It's our queen's turn. Let's see. Cthulhu die.
Seems fitting.
Cool. She continues plowing away at the wall. But
Sick.
she will pick a direction. Zeus.
I hate
Yo,
being
buddy.
90 degrees of her within one.
Lit, love that.
She turns right around. She's got a full movement forward. Which is like there.
My arms Vidar would still be up, so she's dashing into.
Yes.
dark
So
She's
just
she's
take
dashing,
damage at the
Dang.
beginning. just
she's
not at
dashing
the end.
into it. Galliard,
Just for
I need
thematic.
a dexterity saving throw.
Lit.
Because
That is a
she's-
dirty 20.
Damn. Okay. Okay. That succeeds.
So-
You're able to. You take no damage. You're able to just hop out of the way. You shunt yourself out of her path.
As I'm
Without
a
taking
warrior,
damage.
baby.
Okay, and she's, as far as you're concerned, she's heading that way to the other wall, and the ceiling is beginning to. Like pieces of rock are just collapsing all around you all. Velsius. Your turn, baby.
Oh, dude.
Here you are. Look at that cute little ass. You see that? Right there.
Oh, it's got a little,
perfect.
got that
Oh, that's
Perfect
yeah,
little
right.
ass pocket right
Yeah,
there.
look
You got,
Yeah.
you got, is those assless chaps?
They are. They are.
All
yeah.
chaps are assless.
Yeah, especially when they matter.
All right.
Um,
Velsius.
okay.
You're here.
Okay, looking. All right, I'm just out. I'm out. I'm just gonna yell to Bowser. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep going.
Do you leave or do you vibe with Saruman at the doorway?
I'm vibing. Vibing. Can I prepare a help action as well?
Oh my goodness,
So,
yes you could, sir.
I'm holding it.
Galliard, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to get the fuck out of there too.
Okay.
Can I just make it as quick as possible? Can I use Misty Step to move 30 feet forward and then just bounce? I mean, there's a rush for people to leave, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna take that as urgency,
You-
and I'm gonna just go 30.
And then, yep.
Bam, easy.
So it's Baza and Ray. Saruman, still another help action?
somehow I
Um,
ended up alone in this chamber.
Is there?
You are near enough, not even gonna lie, that you could grab somebody and drag them out.
I was literally about to ask, could I just run up to grab one and bring them back? Like, is that?
Go for
Yeah.
Baza.
Yeah.
Go for Baza.
I'll go for Baza. He's first, so I'll go grab Baza and just bring him back, and be like, I'm not gonna
Okay,
throw
now
you
look
like you threw Velsius. I'll just pick you up, and I like.
Oh,
You get used to it. I
All
promise.
right, that's as far without burning a key point back.
Sorry, it's taking a second. I'll keep pointing.
Yeah.
I'll keep pointing to get us to the door. That way, when
Y'all-
Velsius is here.
We have a nice line of heroes at the door here.
Right, hurry up, bro.
Ray,
4 hands extended outward, just like, get out of the way.
come on!
Take my hand. One of our hands, really.
No, my hand.
Could you fucking imagine?
Are
I
you
think
muted? You're muted.
Yeah.
I start running out. I said a bunch of other shit. I'm just not repeating it.
I love it.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, I think at the point we're all going.
we're gonna.
Which hand did you take?
That's a
Was
good
it what?
question. Whose hand
Which
did you
hand
take?
Which
you
hand
take?
did I take?
My hand wasn't up. just
That's
then.
what I was saying. Is I was like looking at all of them, and I was like, oh, and I just run past everybody.
Hell yeah.
I love it. I love it. Best thing.
You all run outside as the it starts collapsing down, but you see the collapse starts spreading out into the larger chamber as well. I need group dexterity saves as you start sprinting away from this combat, as the queen behind you continues to and it starts getting muffled by the rocks collapsing in front of her, blocking the sound.
Don't
I'll go
forget our
first.
soldier.
I rolled a nat 1.
Nat 1, love it. That's 2 failures. Your soldier's
so-
with you. He'll give you the help action.
Well, I was
Roll
gonna say,
again.
are we like dodging falling rocks and stuff like that right now? Is that
Yes.
what's going on?
Yes.
Can I give whatever the lowest roll is advantage with deflect missiles? I can hang out and like
Yes.
pass
Yes.
some rocks around.
I will accept that.
If we're
Okay,
using,
that's
if we're,
13.
Okay.
15.
Was it a check or a save?
Save.
Ooh.
If we're
15.
utilizing features, any advantage given just being much faster now? Like just being in front of it. I just I move 80 feet around. If I
No, because
just-
Saruman
yeah,
does
that's
as well.
absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Is there an
I-
advantage for being fucking cool?
Yes.
Fucking cool.
Yes.
No,
With my heart.
then that would be a 7, 9.
Okay.
I will
18.
say, as we're all running, Saruman sees you running right next to him this whole time. We're like, oh my god, you're quick. This is crazy.
Saruman, you might want to give him the advantage you were talking about.
Give it to him. Whoever had it,
Yep.
get an extra die roll.
I'll be taking the original Valiant.
Lit. Cool. It's still enough of a group success, but Baza, you will take damage as some of the debris
Do it.
falls
I'm sorry.
And Ceramon, because you're using it to give him advantage, you don't get to negate the damage.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's totally understandable.
So let's get some cute little D8s here.
You would have been squished otherwise. Take the damage.
Yeah.
That's a D6. I can't read. They're tattooed on my body, and I can't recognize them. Okay. Only 4 points of bludgeoning damage as some of the rocks collapse down on you. Ceramon's able to push a giant one out of the way at the last moment, and it crashes into the ground next to you. You all continue sprinting through this immense hive, and you watch as entire sections of the hive city start collapsing down next to you. It's like the dropships in Dune blowing up on the ground as you all are sprinting through the fires, pretty much. I need another... This is not a saving throw now. This is a group dexterity check. And to your amazement, you actually see one of the guards that spilled off joins you. And you see he's bleeding from multiple points. He's missing one of his arms. He says, "Hurry!" And he starts sprinting with you as well. This was the one. This is the one that received fairy fire assistance from Ray. Is alive.
Nice. You saved them.
So 2 guards are with you, sprinting through.
You're like my Glavis hungers.
Right. I'm not fucking hungry.
I got a 13.
13.
15.
I got a 12.
12. Okay.
10.
Okay.
I'm assuming the deflect missiles advantage thing is still not gonna happen for this one.
It won't help for damage because
I'm a fucking wizard.
the way
There's only so much you can
we're
do.
doing this run, if you all fail 3 in a row, we have an entrapment scenario. Otherwise, you're just taking damage for failing.
Entrapment scenario, like we're trapped down here?
Yes.
I'm failing every single time.
Well, see, that's why I'm asking because
I
I
choose to
rolled a
fail.
2, and I.
It's like,
would
can we just
like to-
fight? Can we have can we have more fight?
I choose to fail for the story.
Hold on. If you rolled if you got below a 14, you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
I got
Fuck.
a 3, so I'm taking 6.
You said 6?
6 points.
Yeah.
Oh, was it a group
13.
pass?
No, the group failed.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I hold 2 Eldritch Blasts to shoot rocks as they fall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. That's a great idea.
Okay. I'm
As
channeling 2
I
of them.
asked for another dexterity check. Oh, let me
At
roll
that
for my
point,
bugs.
then, can
I
I?
shit you not, it's another 12.
Okay.
These
Yes,
nines
Ceramon?
won't be.
What's up?
I think I want to tell Baza to back up just a little bit, and I want to astral arm South then as well to try and push
Okay.
them out to try and
Okay.
maybe even leave them behind a little bit or cover the ceiling or something. Yeah.
I'll say, you doing that and you holding Eldritch Blast and shooting them at rocks as they come down will lower the DC of the check for everybody.
Thank God.
Not
I
gonna
got a
help me.
16.
Okay.
16.
16 succeeds.
6.
6 fails.
11.
8 fails. 11
Did my
fails.
12 pass?
12 fails.
Son of a bitch.
What's the DC?
That's 5 points of of bludgeoning damage for if you failed. That's the second
Yeah.
group failure in a row.
We're so
Oh,
screwed.
shit.
Yep.
Okay.
Gigantic.
All jokes aside.
All right.
Villain trip.
Rocks, devastating.
Giant
To be fair,
queen
we
bug,
didn't really
fine.
fight her.
Okay.
Rock to face.
Can I
Critical
misstep
hit.
again to get ahead of everybody and just not being trapped?
No. Okay. I need one more group dexterity check. If this fails, y'all become entrapped underneath.
Please. All right. We're using the crab
It's cool.
dice.
They got worms to come get us out. I'm not even tripping.
Well, I mean, I
My
guess
roll
that's fair. Yeah.
Is a 15.
She doesn't leave us.
15. Well, hold on. Let me ask. Are the arms still continuing? The Eldritch Blast still happening?
Yes, 100%. Mine lasts for 10 minutes, so they're going.
15 just barely succeeds.
Can I
16.
cast guidance on
16 succeeds.
Baza?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can.
If we can
Yeah.
D4.
if we can do some stuff.
D4 for Baza.
Okay. Well then I'll just do it straight.
19.
19
19.
succeeds.
And
Oh,
this is a dex save or check. Okay.
Check.
So I rolled a 10. I rolled a 10 plus 2 for 12. Plus 4.
Okay. That succeeds. That succeeds. Okay.
I feel that, and I you just see probably gravel
with like a chunk of like a with a black eye that's forming him. And I look up at you and I go, thank you.
Got you.
Did anybody fail?
Bahamut's with
I don't
you.
think anybody failed.
I don't think so.
No, I got a 19.
Cool. No
Echoes
damage.
1, rocks 2.
No damage that round. Your bug friends get hit with some rocks, and you actually watch the one that succeeded on the fairy fire. He goes down, and the other one picks him up and starts dragging him.
I cast Healing Word with my bonus action. First level.
He wakes up, starts crawling, and then gets back up to a run and runs.
He gets
And I'm
6
gonna
hit
say,
points.
with that, you're able to run out of the collapse points as a good third of this Hive City's ruins become nothing but rock again as they collapse. You hear, and bursting up out of the ground near you, 2 large arachno crawlers come up out of the ground, and out of one steps Ixith, the captain. He's missing 2 arms. One of his antennae and horns are gone. He's absolutely caked in the purplish blood of the insectoid people, of the Arahkniil, as he steps forward and he says, "What happened? We won."
That's all that we need to know then.
The queen has been taken care of.
We cut her off from the hive using the. I'm gonna gesture towards the paint.
Paint is used. Tunnels are collapsed. She is separate. I think you gather whoever is able and willing to join or return to your queen. You do so now.
You're actually seeing groups of those of the savage Arahkniil that were developed enough to hear her music are now beginning to fall into line in like messy groups and start trying to communicate, though most of them still can't speak common or undercommon, which you've been hearing a mix of from these people. You see that a lot of those that were not very well developed and were... Give me a nature check, anybody who's interested.
I'm interested.
I'm very interested.
Future Ranger here.
12.
17.
At 12.
17 as well.
Okay, so Baza and Ceramon, you get this, that some of those that were birthed and were not fully sentient enough were not actually capable of living on their own. They were being forcibly continued by the continuous presence of their birth queen. And now that she has fallen silent, they are allowed to rest forever. But the vast majority, you would gauge, are now hearing the music of the queen above. All right. You see workers are appearing now, like the workers from above, and they have royal jelly, and they're beginning to feed wounded from both sides.
Okay.
And you watch as a lot of the Arahkniil are taking paint and putting it on the others, just to be safe. You would guess. Ixith goes, "The queen asks us to retrieve her sister. She would speak with."
I would ask to hold off on that request until we speak with your queen, if that is okay.
She agrees. You have earned it.
Thank you.
This crawler, and out of the ground, a crawler just erupts right next to him, as all of you are like shaken. Will take you back. Its name is...
Sorry.
So there's Numir and okay.
Oh, say it one more time. One more time.
I don't know if I can.
Come on, guys, I've been practicing, so
We're gonna call him Cum.
Good click.
It's kick.
Good enough.
It's sick.
I'll take it.
It's sick.
It opens its mouth for you if you wish to leave immediately.
We do. I'm in it.
I give it a little pat, and then I walk in.
Okay. You pet it and you hear like a as you do.
Any loose teeth that need to be like cleaned up, like what Ixith did the first time?
Give me animal handling.
I feel every single whatever roll a 19, so 18.
Cool. Yeah, 2.
Yeah, I'll clean it up and give it a pat.
Cool.
Same vis-a-vis Cereman.
You pull 2 loose teeth out. And you have them. They're like a very, very sharp knife, like a throwing dart. They're small enough. You all go in. The two wounded guardsmen, they go with you, and one gets in one side, one gets in the other.
I want to lay on hands on both of them.
Okay. Some of their wounds close up as your divine energy enters into their carapaces.
Ceramon, can you breathe through your trunk?
Yeah, absolutely.
On the right side, try going face first. It's nothing like it. Have the trunk over your shoulder.
I'll give it a
And
shot.
I'm gonna go face first.
Okay. Okay.
Real quick, you said the paint takes a while to come off. I couldn't just like wipe it off, right?
No.
Okay.
He's
Never
had a
mind
couple baths.
Yeah, it'd probably
Yeah.
be a couple baths.
Okay. Then I will go face first in and make sure my trunk is out so that I can breathe.
Cool. With
And arms out wide again.
the muscles contract around you guys, and you're locked in for your trip. I'm guessing everybody's doing this.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Everyone's face
Not
first,
face
yeah.
first.
Face
Not
first,
face
everyone.
first.
Everyone's face
Not face
first.
first. Just my
Not face
back.
first.
Everyone's face first.
Just my back.
Cool. You all begin your ascent. And the queen speaks to you. On your journey up. That music drop was wild.
I got literal chills.
Wild.
I was like, oh shit.
I was waiting for some
I thought we were
crazy
fucked.
stuff.
I thought we were fucked.
I shiver up my spine. That's crazy.
I'm
glad you acknowledged that.
I am gladdened. The voices echo. Again, many-fold more than you originally heard. That you could help us. And that you did not have to slay my sister to achieve it. I thought it was the only way. I was wrong. Meet me and allow me to see your battle through your memory. And our deals are finished. And your transportation will be granted. It's 20 minutes up as this creature rumbles. The rumble's more like a soft massage in the muscles. Ceramon, it's a trippy experience not seeing anything and feeling the rocks on the outside through your face instead of your back. Occasionally it hurts a little.
Yeah, sir.
As you eventually feel the rumbling stop and the teeth flay open as the two muscular flaps open and you all are released. Up back into the large crowd chamber. And as you enter into that chamber, you are met with a quiet people who simply are bowing their heads as you all exit.
Bow back as I walk out.
The two guardsmen travel with you the whole way. One looks at you and says, "We are your escort. Always." They walk in first. They take positions of honor to the left and the right, and they stand at attention as you all enter into this queen's chamber. The queen is in the center of the room, detached from her birthing apparatus. She has moved her body so that her head, which would tower above you, is now at eye level. And you see her eyes are the size of some of yours heads as she sits here in front of you. 5 arms come out, and if you will allow it, clasps one of your hands. And it wraps around more the entirety of your forearm as you hear in your mind, "Thank you." Will you show me?
I gesture at Baza.
Yeah, sure.
You're our media. You're our medium.
Will the spell? Please.
I was gonna say I'll offer mine as well because
Okay.
I want to show her my thought process throughout it as well.
Okay.
Give
I
her
respect
access to
that.
that.
She says, "I will trade as well. The war that my children fought. So you all may know each other's honor. If you would wish."
Sure. Would it detect thoughts buffer, give deeper insight?
She says, "Do not worry.
Okay.
No pain will come now. My
You swear
chorus
on-
sings true."
Do you swear on that? No pain from you. Correct.
One of her giant fingers unfurls off of your arm and just assuredly touches your chest. "I do.
On your children.
On my family."
Then we have a lot to talk about. And I will also take her hand.
Who does not want to do this? Okay, Galliard does not.
Damn it. I want to know
Anybody
about
else?
you.
Let her in.
Let her
That's
in.
that's
This is-
exactly why I said
This
no.
is not, to be clear, this is
I
not sharing
know.
the information with each other. This is sharing it with her.
I want
just what
answers.
we experienced.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do it.
You share every decision you made. The trip down, the battle, the escape, the state of her sister, the destruction of her birthing pods, the reuniting of her people, and the return trip. She gladly accepts it. And the immense, fanned-out, crowned insectoid head bows again. And she has to stop short because if she bows too far forward, the top of her head will kind of smush you. So she stops, just like an inch or two away from your all faces.
Can I share more?
If you choose to.
Yeah, I want to info dump her with everything that I am.
Okay.
From when I woke up.
She releases everyone else except for Velsius. But before she releases the rest of you, you see 3,000 viewpoints of battle. And you experience, I would say, 2,000 kills and 800 deaths in the blink of an eye. And you can't help but have tears in your eyes for the sorrow she feels that she cannot cry. Because she biologically cannot do that.
Democrat.
Victory costs much. Belsius, in your defeat, you may yet offer hope for the future. The betrayal, according to my mother, happened after the first 5 captains of Latharus were slain. I recognize you now from her memories. Let me share with you what she showed me.
Please, if you don't mind. I have a choice.
Velsius, you see through the viewpoint of another queen who looks out on a throne-like birthing stage that looks out over the beautiful hive city of Arahkniil, or of Arahkniil, which you just saw fall into third of ruin. It is completely lit up, and there is an immense army of soldiers in pure silvery white armor with flowing blue banners upon which are the 21 stars around the 1 star of the city of Latharus. There are 5 figures at the head of this army of 800, and you are one of them. To your left is your wife, to your right is your dwarven friend, and there are 2 other figures as well. A human woman, brown skin, frizzy hair, leather armor. And then an elven male, long white beard, smiley face, rosy red cheeks, hair pulled back and down into a long ponytail that flows with the rest of his free-flowing hair, silvery white robes. And you see, through the viewpoint of what you now surmise was her mother, a large insectoid arm reach down and grasp your hand in a familiar manner as it is now. As the Velsius then says, "So we are agreed. We will survive this calamity together. Arahkniil and Latharus, allies." And the vision fades. And you are back in the room with this queen. Our people were allied. After your deaths, and the deaths of those who followed you nobly and loyally, Latharus was made from a city into a tomb. And before it could be used for its final purpose, she struck it from the sky. You know of who I speak. The matron of ravens.
She herself struck it down. Latharus.
That is what my mother saw as the mountain collapsed upon her. The answers you may seek may lie on the cursed isle above, though none may enter. I now offer you the transportation we agreed to. You all hear this now. The crawler you have returned here on will take you to that island. Ixith says it is an enjoyable experience to fly through the air in the comfort of one of my crawlers.
It sounds lovely.
Never flown before, so.
Do you know anything of the betrayal, Latharus? You spoke that we betrayed you, but I don't remember such. I don't remember much of anything.
Because you are already dead. That you stand here before me is something of unknown make.
And you can't make sense of it as much as I can.
If I had to guess, it's linked to the island above.
I hope you know the Lazarus that I was a part of would never have acted against the alliance that we had. Our actions, I'm going to gesture out towards us, should show that. And I'm going to put out my hand and say, once again, mimicking what I had done with your mother. Could we call this an alliance?
Alliance. She extends 5 hands, one for each of you. A deal, a bargain can be struck between those that remain of the Arahkniil and you and your goals. We will relocate from this place. However, my guards, Beatrice and Kufa, I send with you. The 2 guards turn and salute at their names being said. They will act as my intermediaries. When we have relocated safely, I will tell you where we are. And when you are in dire need of aid, you may call upon us to receive it. An army awaits your call. Out of game, you just made the BioWare The Queen Will Remember That end game alliance
That's all I was thinking
for at the end of Mass Effect 3 when you're assembling the fleets.
Sequence. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Dragon Age the whole time.
Or yeah,
We
like
just-
it's the Inquisition. You just freed the you freed the
I mean,
Templars
Just got
there
a
with you.
bug
Yeah.
moon. It's crazy.
A bug down.
Do you take
And I-
her hands and shake?
Yes.
Don't hesitate.
It is done. Oh yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say before I take it, I ask, what will you do about your sister?
The hand that she's extended to you to shake, she gently puts on your shoulder. It's still uncomfortably heavy, even for you. I never wanted to kill my family. It was the only option I could think of to save the rest. Now that we know how to make her quiet, we will watch over her, care for her, and feed her. She will be allowed to live. However, she will never be allowed to birth again. I think is a fair compromise. Do you?
I, given the circumstances, I do. I hope that this also could serve as a lesson for future conflicts that you may see arise. That it is not always death or violence that needs to be immediate.
I will encode these actions into the memory of future generations, that their decisions on their own may be guided by your decisions then.
Thank you. And I'll reach out for the hand.
Our alliance is made.
While I'm holding her hand, I'm gonna speak telepathically with just her, without everybody else, and like wiping away the last well of tears from what we saw of like feeling everyone dying, and I'll just say to her, I know what it's like to have such heavy loss and feel so deeply about the loss of family members. But to grieve deeply means that we get to love fully. And those people don't have to always be lost to us.
She taps your chest like she did with Velsius earlier. Thank you, small one. Ray Brassborn. Your name is known. What do we call you?
Gesture to Velsius on that one.
The Echoes. of the broken chain.
And Braza.
That's what I was thinking about.
I just go,
That's what I was thinking about.
I'm bothered.
I'm
Close
kind
company.
of just here. Yeah.
Echoes and Baza. She looks up like earlier, and you hear chittering throughout the crowd in the background. You all are known. Take your transport, and I wish you luck.
We wish you good fortune in finding your new home.
She bows again.
And I head towards the Arachkniil crawler.
The 2 guards go with you.
And their names were again?
Bixis and Kuda, I believe.
Betris and Kufa.
Betris
is
and
what I
Kufa.
have. That's what I've got.
I literally made that up on the spot. Betris and
I figured.
Kufa. I was going to write it down, but I was playing the queen. Cool. They go with you.
Can I ask one of
Kufa,
them?
to be clear, is the one who, Ray, you saved.
Sick.
I just want to ask them, do either of you know how to possibly attach this to this, the thing to my staff? Make a little something out of it?
Yes, we need spinner's web.
Okay.
I can get some.
Perfect. Okay, we'll talk about it.
He rushes off into the crowd and comes back with a mushy satchel. It's not leather,
That's fair.
it's
Yep.
goo.
Okay.
And inside is it's like spider silk almost.
Okay.
I will help you on a long rest. Make this item.
Perfect. Thank you.
Baza?
I would, as he runs off to go get this project outward again. If I still feel, I don't know, any sort of connection, I would project.
It's like a blatant backgroundness where she's not interfering with your privacy, but she can listen if you call for her.
The piece that I had lost previously and the strange dreams that brought me here. I would say I cannot leave this place. We've explored some of the wonders and horrors below, but this is your domain. What of this area, if any, would be unknown to you? Because that is likely where I must go.
May I see what it is that you speak of?
What I have, or the...
She's asking to look into your mind again.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she's been, as a matter of respecting your privacy, she's been very specific about where she's looking.
Right.
So
yeah, I open up and I will show her what I have, what I had,
Okay.
and the dream that brought me here.
Okay. She says, the island where we may not venture is the only place I do not know. Perhaps you might learn more with them than you would on your own.
Have already. I would have killed your sister, and that already weighs heavily upon me. Thank you.
Don't worry about it, dog. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You
I've-
said it so casually too.
I've been
I was just like,
no, I've been serious for 30 minutes. I just had to be.
No.
no,
okay.
that's valid. That was so funny.
She says, "Ease your heart's burdens."
Sorry.
Translated
Well-
to, "Don't worry about it." No.
Now I have a backup character in mind if I want to play like a regal homie. Like that's what like.
Okay.
Because
okay, okay.
because of what I said, I thought she called me like die you dog. I was
No,
like,
no,
oh
no.
shit, you were too close to your sister.
Oh no.
No, I before I break the connection, I will say out loud. Why would I just I'll thank you, I'll bow, and I'll rejoin the group.
Okay. I want to reach a wrap-up point here soon, So I want to ask, is there anything you guys want to do in the like refugee camp of the Arahkniil before you head to the island upstairs?
Personally, for me, no.
Okay.
I want to talk with some of the townspeople, I guess, like the generic citizens, to talk about like what they typically eat and stuff like that, and just try to offer guidance based on what we saw going through on how to help them find food for themselves.
Okay.
Just so they're a little more sustainable without the
I would
guards.
say you can, without like role playing too deep into it, you definitely can help them. They do surprise you by saying, "Oh yeah, we Arachno crawler grubs. Most of the time, they don't grow into a full-grown arachnil. If they can't do that, we eat them."
Oh shit! Okay.
So.
No.
The thing that they offered him earlier?
So the grub you had earlier
different.
was definitely an arachno crawler that was not going to be able to grow to full size. It's just a fact of nature. And so it serves the colony better as a food source than as something that just dies and disappears.
You know what? I think Sirmon would actually see that and not be as disgusted as I initially thought.
Yeah, again, these are bugs. They got bug rules.
Yeah.
They got bug rules.
Okay. Well, then I'm not helping
True neutral,
anybody.
it's a
bug. True neutral, it's a bug. All
Cool.
right, then, I'm good.
Then Beatrice and Kufa. Oh, yes.
I have one thing. Just considering that we are still standing in the ruins of one of the most advanced magical societies around,
Yes.
I'd 100% ask around. It's like, hey, you just got some random paper that just doesn't seem to decay out. Like any records that have
Right, glowing bits or bobs.
Yeah, because information and records would be. This is probably the most information and history-rich place that Buzz could conceive of.
Let's do. Is it just you that wants to do this? Anybody else want to participate in that?
I would ask.
problem.
Yeah, and I would ask kind of Velsius's permission. I know this is.
Go ahead.
Baza, I would go so far as to help you. I need to know as much as I can. So I'm actually gonna.
If you want, you can roll separately, or Baza can have advantage on. We'll call it an investigation check.
What's your investigation?
And if Ray wants to do that, then we can't do the advantage thing. It'd be 3 separate rolls.
Can we do 3 separate rolls? Because I already get advantage on my investigation checks.
What a metagamer. Yes. Then we could do that.
Because
if you
they're
want.
trying to offer
You
the
can do
help
2 rolls
action.
then, or what about 2 rolls? He gets advantage on his, and then someone else just gets a help action.
Baza's heading it. You'll get advantage. That's fine.
Yeah, I totally get
That's a background.
my
DM.
bonuses are pretty nasty, so I'd take it for sure. I'd take the roll. I can roll with advantage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Yikes! Oh, yes, fucking incredible. So 18 plus 7 for a 25.
Love it. Ray.
I got a nat 1 and then a 17 for 19.
25. You are led to a chamber inside our screamers and workers. And you see it is like a storehouse. They are storing old books, old scrolls, and they are pulling that information in and feeding it to the queen, essentially, was the original idea behind it. You're able to look at some of the papers that they're like, yes, look at this here, that kind of thing. And you see records of transactions between the Arahkniil and the Latharan people, foodstuffs, weapons, troop movements, fortress cities that were fortress islands that were surrendered by Latharis to the Arahkniil to be used as they saw fit. 2 of them, which is a big deal. Records of battles. 47 different battles are listed in one of the parchments. The ink fading, the paper brittle. You're scared to handle it. most of the time, and you let the workers do it. They seem to work with they move with an otherworldly precision. This is all they do, is intricate movements. They're holding things up for you so you can read them, and then they'll pack them away safely and put them away. At some of these battles, the Battle of the Wayun Gates, the Battle of the Southern Mountain Reach, the Battle of the South Poles, Velsius is hit with flashes of memory of dragonfire burning an island out of the sky and collapsing it into the ocean, of devils in their hundreds with cultists in their thousands on an open field being met with Lithurian knights in armor on Griffinback and in a phalanx formation on the field, and then out of two great holes in the ground that are opened by Arahkniil crawlers, the devils are surrounded by tens of thousands of Arahkniil. These are just flashes of memory that Velsius gets. You're just reading basic details. 3,000 lost. Only 200 of Lathrus fell. Estimated devils sent back to the hells, 7,000. Things like that. Lathrus, what you get from this history is that Lathrus had somehow made itself a military superpower in the region so that the hells themselves had to fight for it. That's what you get historically, Baza.
Can I recall the names of those fortress cities that were passed to Amon Crew?
They were just some of the fortress islands, and the
Fortress
names,
islands.
they were just known as the garrisons. So it would be the Garrison Alpha, the Garrison Bravo, that kind of thing. So I would say this would be C and D were given as gifts for the Alliance to be finalized. Velsius, give me a history check.
Oh boy. First roll of that dice, it is going to be a flat 12
Flat 12.
of average.
One of those islands that was gifted is now a ruin on top of this mountain.
So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Baza, you get 2 scrolls of level 1.
Like they are level 1 spell
They're
slots?
level 1 spell slots.
Got it.
2 of them. And then you get a book, but I have to open my notes for it. Give me one second. We're getting to an ending point here, guys. So just hang with me real quick.
No, this is good stuff.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Okay. Written by Mizian, Misen, the captain of the Arcane of Lathrus. Velsius, at hearing that name, the flashed image in the memory of the Queen's mother, of the happy-looking elven man, flashes into your mind.
Can I use the name again?
Mizian. So it's Misen. You get the academy is going perfectly. These new arrivals are teaching us such wonderful things to help the students grow. This new hemocraft could be a powerful tool for some of our students to learn. Hopefully they will survive this age of calamity yet. This new captain who joined us with the others, she is very smart. She's teaching me things that I didn't even know. She's taken a fun moniker in the city streets. The kids have taken to calling her the Dryad, like a forest spirit. My friend Elandra is a little wary of her, but hopefully we can bring her around. Anyway, I hope you are doing well, my friend. That's the letter.
Not knowing any of their connections to the Dryad, I'd be like, oh, this is quite interesting.
Did you read it out loud?
He's not handling anything. The workers will hold something up for him as he expresses interest in it, is how I'm picturing this.
And Baza, are you reading aloud?
I would mumble it and then just kind of, because I imagine that most of it would be dry. And then I would just like, oh, there exists some record of blood magic. Perhaps I could learn from this Dryad. Interesting.
The Dryad, you said?
Oh, this is older. This is ancient history. Apparently, there was a teacher. There was a student. Well, teacher. That began to teach.
Belsius, you can read it. It's still being held. It's still being held.
I'm gonna peer over.
And the whole ceiling in this little cavern is lit up with those torch bugs. So yeah, you can just read it as I said it.
So I'm just gonna read it. Read it back. Do I get the sense that she was teaching him about blood magic? Is that correct?
Yes.
Based on okay. That's fine.
And
seems pretty cool.
You get the sense that your wife knew ahead of time that she was a little weird.
So, yeah. It's when it comes to her, it's anything but what I would call cool. I'm gonna gesture towards the name of the Dryad. Elandra, she knew. I wish I didn't.
Confused.
We just actually dealt with her not more than 2 weeks ago. Dryad.
There are other survivors of your time?
I don't know if you would call us survivors.
And she's not surviving no more. We killed her.
You hear Ray say that as he peers into this chamber that you guys have went into.
I was investigating in there too.
No, you were investigating. It was a general investigation for the area to see if somebody would guide you.
Oh.
I would say you're currently being guided somewhere else.
Oh.
Not in there.
I took it as I was in there with them doing the investigating.
Because you expressed interest in, what was it again?
For myself, I was just helping him out with what he wanted. Was why I was rolling.
I would say you helped them find that, but they want to take you somewhere else.
Okay.
And they lead
and I didn't say that then.
They lead
I thought I was in the room with you.
No. You were there. You said that. Then you're being led somewhere else.
Okay.
It's fine. You're being led to another chamber, and this chamber is one of the tunnels. But then it opens up into a basement room of one of the houses above. And scrawled on the floor is arcane sigils in a half circle, a semicircle. And on the wall is a depiction, a mosaic. There, in the center of this mosaic, you see an angelic being with 10 wings. And you see...
The same one I saw in my dream?
The same one you saw in your dream. And you see, connected with strands of divine light, 4 smaller angels are at its feet.
And it's part of like a mural, you said?
Yeah, it's a mural on the wall.
Okay.
In a ruined basement of one of the ancient houses.
Okay. So it's just the angelic being and then the 4 angels at its feet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll bring that back to the group and tell them about it. Not the mural, but the information.
You rip a rock wall out of the ground and then... No.
Strength check. 6.
No, doesn't happen.
You look at the ground.
So that's what you all get with your investigation checks.
When I get back down and we're back with the group, I'll let them know about the mural that I saw. I what I told you guys about in the Zone of Truth when we were at the monastery, and about how I had a dream that brought me to interacting with you guys and helping you guys through a battle. There was a giant angelic being that there's a mural of upstairs if we all want to see it real quick before we head out.
I
You-
enjoy a good artwork.
You were also guided here by dream.
Yes,
yeah, we all were.
actually all four of us have been guided together through different directions of fate, including dreams and just life experiences.
I was not dishonest with you entirely about my arrival here, but I was not obviously just a God's person and explorer. My dreams brought me here and might be pointing me towards that island. I would speak to you of yours and your histories, you know, over a meal when it's time.
Of course. I think we should get our mission here done first, and then see how we're feeling about you for some dinner.
Those of you that were doing these investigatings are on a raised terrace now, and you see the Arahkniil crawler has raised its head up to your height and is looking at you, and it like flexes its teeth open, kind of like, "Hello, can we go?"
Before we do that, I just want
Yeah.
to point the mural out to them and be like,
Mhm.
does anyone recognize anything on here? I recognize the angel being from my dream that Bahamut bestowed upon me.
I think I do.
I'll take a sketch for comparison for something later, but I don't believe I do.
Looking at it, it probably matches the figure I saw in my dream with the tree, correct?
It's me.
It looks like Galliard and Velsius would know this. At the very, very, very beginning of the campaign, you all started in a dream. And this 10-winged angel is that angel from that dream.
Biblically accurate angel.
Yes, I've seen this before.
You said it's 10 wings, is that what you said?
10
Yeah,
wings.
10 wings. 5
And
on
an
each
eye
side.
on each wing.
Yep.
Lots of eyes.
Eyes on each
This
wing. A white hood.
This is the being I saw that we were fighting in battle in my dream. The reason we need the spear, I'm assuming. That I told you that Priest Saorn was trying to acquire from Icewell Cross. That got him involved with the cultists.
We're going to need to get this then. It's a requirement, really.
Yeah, there's a lot for me to catch up on.
That'll be if we feel good about you during dinner, though.
I feel good about you now. You're in. Patch.
Fair enough.
He give me the Haka.
Oh my god. Okay. Do you all get into the
Yeah.
crawler?
As he says that, I dive head first.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Wait, catch me.
The two guards get in with you and they say, "Hold on." As the crawler shoots straight up, and then you feel yourself weightless for a moment before a heavy impacts the whole crawler, and you all are rocked in the musculature of the creature. It compresses a bit and it kind of hurts. And then the mouth opens, and you find yourself standing in front of a beautiful mansion on a small floating island covered in exotic plant life. And you see in front of the mansion a small standing statue of the Dryad. And you look behind you, and you see a fresh hole in the side of the rock face of the ruin of Latharus, and the crawler is currently sticking its head up out of the small island as you are now on the Dryad's Island, orbiting the temple. And that's where we're going to pick up next time.